కార్యక్రమాలను వీక్షించాలని అనుకుంటున్నారో ఈ క్రింది వాట్సాప్ నంబర్ ద్వారా మీ సందేశాలను పంచుకోగలరు. వాట్సాప్ నంబర్ 7337558051.
Namaste, a very good morning to everyone here today at the kickoff session of India's very first Green Skills Academy. It's a pleasure to bring this to Telangana and have you all here as we begin on this exciting journey together. Thank you, respective college management, students who are watching it live today, our beloved guest speakers, Jayesh sir, Manav, Shrikant sir, and the entire task team, as well as 1M1B team members. Today isn't just about technology and sustainability. ఈ బజ్ వర్డ్స్ ని కొంచెం సేపు పక్కన పెడితే అసలు నాకు ఈ రోజు చాలా స్పెషల్. ఎందుకంటే యూ మస్ట్ బి వండరింగ్ సడన్ గా ఏంటి తిను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుతుంది, why did she shift to Telugu అని. That's one of the speciality today. We will be speaking both in English as well as summarizing most of the content in Telugu as well. So if I may share what makes it today a little more special. Apart from language, it's the opportunity for all of us to learn and grow together, transcending physical boundaries. I got an information from task that some of you are joining from home. You are watching Nipuna TV live. Some of you are joining Task YouTube channel live, and you are watching us live there. Some of you are joining from your classrooms. Thanks to the college management for setting up all of that. And some of you are joining like us through laptops and phones. So that's again another speciality, reaching every nook and corner, right? It's coming together of diverse individuals like all of us. Ante manam different streams nundi vastunam kada. Like any sarlandi, how many times do we see that you as some of you might be from engineering background, some of you might be from polytechnic colleges, kontamandi meelo commerce background, commerce colleges, ala different backgrounds nunchi different unique experiences and perspectives ni teeskostu ennisal manam okate session lo kurchoni common session lo kurchoni nerchukuntam kada. This is another speciality anamata. So it's coming together for all of us. Inkoka specialty entante learning from wherever we are, as I said. So before I hand over to our founder Manav Subodh, వీటన్నిటితో పాటు నేను ఒక చిన్న స్టోరీ షేర్ చేస్తాను మీతో, నా స్టోరీ, and then I will hand it over to our founder. నేను తెలంగాణ బిడ్డనే, హైదరాబాద్ లో పుట్టి పెరిగాను, సెయింట్ ఫ్రాన్సిస్ కాలేజ్ అన్నమాట. అక్కడ చదివాను. నేను కామర్స్ స్టూడెంట్. అంటే మీలో ఎవరైనా కామర్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అయితే సేమ్ పించ్. I was also a commerce student. Fast forward, క్యాంపస్ ప్లేస్మెంట్స్, అంటే మనం అందరం క్యాంపస్ ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ గురించి వెయిట్ చేస్తాం కదా, ఆఫ్ దట్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ డే. సో నా బ్యాచ్ లో ఆన్ ద క్యాంపస్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ డే ఒక 30 మంది, అంటే 30 మెంబర్స్ ఫైనల్ రౌండ్ కి సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యారనమాట. అందులో మాకు తెలిసి వచ్చింది ఏంటంటే 28 మందికి జాబ్ వచ్చేసిందని న్యూస్ వచ్చింది ఆ రోజు. సో we got a news that 28 members have been selected out of those 30, and they have got the job opportunity. Two lucky rejected candidates, evaru anukuntunnaremo, yours truly, one of the two lucky rejected candidates was me, and nenu అందులో ఒకదాన్ని అనమాట. సో మీలో ఎవరైనా నాలాంటి పొజిషన్ లో ఉంటే డోంట్ వరీ, నన్ను గుర్తు చేసుకోండి. సో అలా ఉండేదాన్ని. ఇవాళ మీ ముందు టుడే ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ యూ, ఐ am here alongside my rocking 1M1B team members who also share different stories. And in Alani, different stories, we are all from different backgrounds who are coming together and, as a girl, as another person, my name is Deepika, as a part of 1M1B, a United Nations accredited foundation, 𝗖𝗍𝗺 𝗧 𝗚𝗏 special consultative status undannamata. And see, Auntie Mimundila Kurchoni, I am one of the people also who is taking care of this academy. Aim ledandi magic aithe asalu emi ledu. Indulo na just na attitude change cheskunnanu ante. Just a small attitude change that I will learn whatever is there around me, and I will just the attitude changes koni na chutupakkala unnadi nerchukuntanu. Whatever it is, complicated terms kada, technology antunnaru, AI antunnaru, 𝗂𝗽𝗻 antunnaru. So ivanni koncham pakkan petti I realized that technology is not just for techies. Ante IT vallake technology an kaadu. Technology is everywhere, and meelo all of you are next generation leaders, right? With this, I would want to welcome you to 1M1B Green Skills Academy Leveraging AI, where we will be showcasing you to the rest of the world. So with that, I will hand over to Manav Subodh, our founder and chief mentor at 1M1B. Over to you, Manav.
Thank you, Deepika. Namaste, everyone. Great to be here today. It's a big day for all of us to launch the 1M1B Green Skills Academy in Telangana, the first Green Skills Academy that we will be establishing. And greetings to Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, Mr. Shrikant from 𝗧. Thank you, sir, for giving my team this opportunity to get aligned with your vision and to be part of this great initiative that we are partnering with you. So thank you very much for giving 1M1B that opportunity. So as I talk about the Green Skills Academy, I am reminded of my student days as well, like Deepika was sharing that story. And when I was in sessions like this, the first question that I wanted to get answered was, what's in it for me? This is a very famous question that is taught in most of the colleges and schools. What's in it for me? It's a typical innovator's question. What's in it for me? As you're designing solutions, as you are creating opportunities, you always think about what's in it for me. And as you are listening to this session, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, what's in it for me? Why should I do this? And I know a lot of you are looking at employment opportunities. A lot of you are thinking of launching your startups. A lot of you are thinking of doing some big things. And a number of you might be thinking, I don't know what I need to do, but let me go through this session. And all that is perfectly fine. There are a lot of these skilling programs, a lot of these great initiatives that are coming to you by the government of Telangana. And I'm sure all of you are leveraging those. What's in it for me? But the bigger question that I want you to answer is that what can you do for your state? What can you do for a better India? Because the Green Skills program is looking for leaders like you. And leaders does not mean people who can talk well, who are very good in coding, who are amazingly talented. We are looking for people who are amazingly committed and who want to stand up for a challenge that the world is facing today, and they want to solve that challenge. And I want you to think about that. I want all the girls who are listening to this discussion to see what can you do and stand up for. What can you do for girls and women rights? What can you do to get education equitable? And how can you democratize skilling? What do you want to stand up for? So think about a problem that the world is facing and take that problem and say, this is what I want to stand up for. And I want all of you to think like that. Because through these programs, we are looking for leaders. We are looking for leaders who are going to be representing the state of Telangana. We're looking for leaders who will be representing India and talking at the United Nations. We're looking for ordinary people. That does not mean not talented, ordinary people with extraordinary commitment. What is your commitment to the world? And you talk to any successful people today, most of the successful people will say, don't chase success, success will follow. Don't chase money, money will follow. Because most of these successful people followed something bigger than themselves. They stood up for a cause. They stood up for their state. They stood up for their community. They stood up for their country. And I want the youth of Telangana who are listening to this today, the Green Skill Academy is looking for leaders like you. Looking for people who think they are introverts, looking for people who think they cannot talk in a public setting, looking for people who think technology is not for me. And all of us, we are looking for all of you. We are looking for people who can use technology then to create impact. We're looking for engineers who want to be extraordinary engineers, just not in coding, but to use their coding skill to solve a big problem that we are facing today on climate action. Look at the problem. The world is today full of problems. Stand up for that and use your skills, use your superpower to solve that problem. And go and then acquire those skills. It could be coding, it could be AI, it could be AR, VR, it could be cybersecurity. It could be anything, but what is that one problem? What one purpose you want to stand up for? And believe me, success will follow, jobs will follow, money will follow, prosperity will follow. Because you're standing up for something which is much bigger than yourself. And that is my only message today to all the young people who are watching this in Telangana. Let's stand up for the crisis that the world is facing on climate action. Let's stand up for the crisis that the world is facing on sustainability. Let's stand up for the crisis the world is facing to make itself equitable. And technology is a leveler. Technology could be used to create democratic environment. And that is what this program is all about. That we'll be teaching you AI, we'll be teaching you cybersecurity, we will be teaching you all these future technologies that can help you solve the problem that you want to stand up for. And we are looking for leaders like you who would be representing Telangana at the United Nations. We are looking for leaders like you who will be representing India. And of course, the others, we are looking for you because we will be putting you in touch with a lot of big companies who are looking for leaders like you. One of the big skills today that is rare and most sorted is not coding, is not presentation skill, but it is problem solving. People want problem solvers. They are not looking at people who can talk only in English. Of course, English becomes a big tool. But if you're a problem solver and you can speak your local language, people are looking for you. That is the big opportunity that we want to bring to you, that please develop your problem solving skills. Through that, come up with a problem you want to solve. We will train you through this academy on how to solve that problem. We'll get you the access to people who can mentor you. We'll get you access to mentors who can teach you technology. Because if you have a bigger reason to learn technology, it's an easy skill to learn. And artificial intelligence is a big skill that is just not for engineers, it's just not for developers. It's this even for people who are pursuing biology. It's even for people who want to do something on psychology. So AI presents a big opportunity to solve a big crisis that the world is facing on climate action. And as Jayesh sir was talking to me in his previous discussion, that Telangana will achieve net zero much earlier than the rest of India. And the youth of Telangana are going to be driving that narrative. As I was talking to Mr. Shrikant in his office, we are looking for you who can change the world and create a positive impact in the world. So that's what we are looking for. I welcome all of you to the Green Skills Academy. I hope this is valuable for you. I hope you can give your 100% commitment to it, because we are looking for some of you who could be joining us. And I personally commit as 1M1B, like 𝗳𝗧𝗧 is from Hyderabad. She's from the local state girl. I commit that we will be taking a couple of you into the 1M1B team as our employees as well. So I am personally looking for 2 to 5 people from the Green Skills Academy who will be also joining us, and we'll be happy and honored to give you jobs through this Green Skills Academy to join the 1M1B team and contribute to the mission as well. So welcome again. I'm very excited to be part of this. It's a big emotional moment for me as well and my team, and a big opportunity that the government of Telangana has given us. And we can only do this when we get into a partnership. And we are looking for the partnership with TASC, with Jayesh sir, and of course, all of you, because we cannot do this without you. So welcome again. And I'm looking forward to be part of it. As the day follows, as the session will follow, you will hear a lot of my colleagues coming and giving you various opportunities on, they'll be talking about digital citizenship, which is cyber safety. My colleague Irene will be talking about it. My colleague Aneeb and Safin will be talking about future technologies like AI and even immersive technologies like AR, VR. So a lot of my colleagues and Rahul will be talking about metaverse. So there are a bunch of opportunities that we will be talking about, but all that, please look at from a lens that what is the problem that I can solve using this technology? Because then technology education will become even more relevant. So with that, I'll leave you and welcome you again. Hope you have a great session today, and hope we can meet some of you into the finals and of course the United Nations. And I'm looking for some of you also to join the 1M1B team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Manav. That was a warm welcome. Now, let me introduce you to the chief guest, our beloved chief guest and our greatest supporter of all our programs. And today we are here because of this, because of Jayesh sir. So Jayesh Ranjan sir is the Principal Secretary of Industries and Commerce and Information Technology Departments of Telangana government. Over to you, Jayesh sir. Thank you so much for being here. We would love to hear a little more from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Manav, Deepika, my colleague, Mr. Shrikant. Most importantly, all the college representatives and students who are participating in this webinar. I'm very happy to be present at the launch of the Green Skills Academy of 1M1B today in Telangana. It's indeed a very important landmark day. As Manav mentioned, I do hope that students recognize the real benefit they will get from a program of this kind. See, today all of us are aware that new generation technologies have become important. Artificial intelligence is seen as a technology which is possibly the most transformative ever seen in our generations. Lots of very interesting use cases have started on AI, and I will be surprised if there is any sphere of life which is not touched by this particular technology. So it is also very important that we all become familiar with this technology, we start using it, we start developing our own use cases, etc. But there are many other technologies also, which at this point in time are equally promising, equally important. Some of them are a bit more futuristic. We are now talking about quantum, we are talking about photonics, and all these again clubbed with AI. AI has now kind of become a horizontal. I mean, it's not that you just need to learn AI, you also have to study AI whenever you are studying something else as well. So for example, if you are studying automotive engineering, you need to understand how can AI improve your efficiencies, your outputs, when you are talking about some automotive engineering solutions, etc. So AI has kind of become a horizontal today. So even the new generation, the futuristic technologies, let us say like quantum, like photonics, etc., all these will be propelled again by AI, and therefore it is very important to develop hands-on mastery over this technology. Again, much of AI. So I appreciate the point that technology today is not just confined to, let us say, someone who is an engineer or someone who has studied computer sciences. I mean, that's a myth. If you think that only those who are doing some BTech or who are studying computer sciences, only these people are capable or competent to master technology or develop technology. In fact, if you actually start dabbling into AI, AI is nothing but developing your logical abilities. Every line of AI code or AI algorithm that you write is based on the logic that you want to provide to your solution. So this is again something which obviously is omnipresent. Everyone potentially is logical, everyone understands logic, and most of the logic, much of the logic is actually derived out of common sense. So it is not even that you need to be highly educated to understand logic or figure logic. Most of it, as I said, is the foundation is common sense. On this common sense, you just write equations based on certain code, which is very easy to learn. So again, developing the AI skills is something which is possible for everyone. And I don't have the breakup, but I'll be very happy if I get to know later on that many of the participants in this academy's courses are non-engineers. And many of the early stage AI solutions which are coming up, particularly from the world of startups, we have seen a big mix of people who are behind these kind of solutions. They are, of course, engineers, more number of engineers, no doubt, but large number of non-engineers are also there who are able to come up with very good pieces of AI solutions. The other very important thing is that in Telangana, as many of you would have heard, the new government, which is now approximately 2 months plus old, is very keen to give skilling a big push. In fact, our new Chief Minister, in the interactions that he has had with us, he has been repeatedly talking on how we can get the best skilling institutions of the world, actually, not just of the country, but of the world, to come and set up their institutions in Hyderabad and also in the districts, not just in Hyderabad. In fact, Chief Minister's plan is to ensure that skilling centers, skilling institutions are there in at least at the rate of 1 in each of the erstwhile 9 districts, and of course a larger, a full-fledged university in Hyderabad. So he believes that skilling can be potentially a very important game changer, because people across the world today are facing this challenge that there are large number of job seekers or potential entrepreneurs, but they don't have proper skilling training. So that way the entire demographic is getting disturbed. Potentially they can contribute quite a lot, but just because they miss out on some vital elements of skilling, they are not productive or not contributing as much as they have the potential. So the 1M1B Green Skill Academy fits very well with what the new government, the new Chief Minister is envisioning for the state. The Chief Minister, of course, wants a mix of highly futuristic skills. Some of the things that I spoke about, like quantum, photonics, cloud computing, and so on and so forth, AI, advanced AI. And as we know, in AI also, generative AI has become even more relevant today. So on the one hand, he is very keen to have advanced skills highlighted in these institutions, in these academies, but he also wants basic skills. So the whole spectrum of skilling is something that he wants to focus on. But eventually, I completely agree with what Manav said, that even if you participate in a program, even if you attend a skilling academy or a skill development course, it could be in technology, it could be basic skills, it could be what are called finishing skills. But then the bigger question is, what is the purpose? To get a job or to become an entrepreneur is, of course, one immediate purpose, which definitely will happen, because the quality of the courses that you will all be going through are pretty high. Some of the best resource persons will be engaged with you. So I have no doubts about the quality of learning. The learning levels will be very high. But what is the aim eventually? The aim, as he rightly says, is for all of us to become very productive members of our economy. And today's economy, the future's economy, is all a knowledge economy. So how do you really ensure that we fit ourselves in that part of the knowledge economy where our talent, our ability lies the best? So how do we become productivity? How do we pick problems which can be solved with our talent, with our knowledge? And that is the entire goal and the entire purpose for encouraging 1 and 1B to come and become a part of Telangana's progressive and onward journey. Of course, the opportunity to participate in United Nations programs is very tempting. It is very appealing. I know that last year, school students from Telangana got a chance to showcase some of their ideas, etc. This is a very unique opportunity because United Nations eventually is the largest kind of a platform, and if you are able to come up with something which is very defining, very unique, then possibly the whole world takes notice. So the ability to scale up, the ability to receive support, the ability to find good partners who will work with you, that multiplies enormously through this United Nations Connect. And as Manav and Deepika are pointing out, some of the talented students from Telangana also, to come up with some original ideas, some original thoughts, they will be given this exposure. So that will be the icing on the cake. But obviously, to be able to reach there, you must show something which is very unique, very individual, and addresses some very pressing pain points that are faced by large number of people in our society. So once again, I would like to convey my good wishes and regards to the entire 1M 1B team, and also to all the students who are going to be a part of this course, this program, and also to my colleagues in task for forging this partnership and to be able to bring it to this stage where we are officially launching it today. So good wishes to everyone, and I would keep track of how the coursework is progressing, how many students have shown interest, what is the kind of output that they are coming up with. So I will definitely would like to be updated regularly. And as I said, once again, good wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a beautiful message from you, and we are very glad to be a part of, just like how we were saying, CM sir's vision and state's vision. So with this, we will officially begin our Green Skills Academy. I would invite my colleague and dear friend Safin Matthew, who will be taking you taking you through the first part of the session, which is what are green jobs, what are green skills, and why green skills, right? And why are they important? So meanwhile, while Safin is setting up his presentation, I would like to ask you all a simple question. What does sustainability mean to you? Sustainability ante enti మీ అందరికి chat box ఉంది కదా, మీరందరూ fingers on your keyboard. Chat box లో sustainability ante ఏంటి అన్నది మీరు టైప్ చేయొచ్చు చాట్ బాక్స్ లో, అండ్ మేము చూస్తాము. I am currently watching. Okay. Meanwhile, Shrikant sir, though we have a special talk by you, do you also want to pitch in a few words before Safin starts off?
Thank you, Deepika. A very good morning to all of the people present on this call, especially all representatives from the colleges, all the dear students, and of course the wonderful 1M 1B team. It's indeed an occasion for us to be extremely happy about, because I think sustainability, and when we talk about the future generations, go hand in hand. And that's where, as the Honorable Principal Secretary Jayesh sir just mentioned, that being skilled in green skills is going to be very, very essential for the future. And the kind of opportunity that this program brings you, and I believe there are more than 2,500 people watching this over this itself, plus YouTube, plus the Nipuna channel also, where it is being telecasted. So, and Nipuna, we don't know how many people are watching because it goes directly to the homes. So really, this is an effort to ensure that more and more youth in Telangana are aware about green skills, actually work in some of them, do projects, and try to, as Jayesh sir said, and Mr. Manav said before that, try to solve a problem which is impacting a lot of people. And that is what I would like each one of you to do. Think about something which you consider a problem. And then as you go through this program today and later on as a self-paced program, try to see how technology can be leveraged. Technology as an enabler to solve the problem. Typically, whenever we talk about solutions, normally people look at a solution first and then start looking at a problem. So let's not do that. Let's correct ourselves and start looking at a problem first and then coming up with the technology solution. I wish all of you excellent learning opportunity that is there to take maximum advantage of it. I would once again like to thank all the college management, the task team, and of course the 1M 1B team for working cohesively for coming up with this program and ensuring the success of the program as we move ahead in the future. So definitely look forward to it. And of course, as 𝗂𝗧𝗃𝗃 said, I'll be coming back later on once the first orientation session is done and again get an opportunity to speak to all of you. So in the meantime, all the very best, and hopefully we get some really good students from Telangana whom we are proud of as they will represent us in the United Nations. Thank you very much. 𝗂𝗃𝗃, over to you.
Thank you very much, Shrikant sir. Well, I think it boosted all of our energy now. And Safin, over to you. And I'm still not seeing the chat active. What happened? Students, what does sustainability mean to you?
Thanks, 𝗂𝗃𝗃. And I want to kickstart by welcoming all of you, and thank you so much to Jayesh, Shrikant sir, and Manav for all the support. It's going to be an exciting session. One thing I will guarantee is next, it's 11:30, so about 2 hours, right? 2 hours will be really interesting for you. Don't think that I'm coming from an engineering background. This is not for me. Don't think that I'm not coming from a technical background. I might be coming from, let's say, a different stream, right? And it's all technical, AR, VR. No, this is for you as well. All I'm requesting is, when we ask a question, we ask your opinion, type that in your chat, in your student screen that you have all joined in, right? On the link, you have the chat option. So type your answer. There is no right or wrong answer for many questions. We just want to see what do you think about different questions, right? So let's start with what 𝗂𝗃𝗃 asked. What do you think is sustainability? We are talking about green skills, green jobs, and all we spoke about, right? Green Skills Academy. So sustainability is a very common term. You will be hearing Telangana is doing wonderfully well in sustainability, new initiatives to promote sustainability, green startups, sustainable jobs. So what does sustainability mean to you? And 𝗂𝗃𝗃, if as we ask questions and any answers are coming in, you can pick up and read out some of the answers as well. Okay, thank you. Okay, so along with sustainability, I also have one easier question for you. You must have given different answers, or you must be thinking in your head what sustainability is. Now, out of these 5 options, right? I've given 5 options here on the screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which do you think is sustainability? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 4? Is it only 5? Or is it all 5? Which all do you think is sustainability here out of these 5 options?
And also, Safin, some interesting answers coming up. Harika is saying sustainability, Haripriya Dikonda, sustainability is the development which should be continued for future generations.
Okay. And any questions we ask, don't Google and give the answers. Huh? Just type in what you know. Google is the easy way out, but don't do that. Okay, has anybody replied? Which all do they think is sustainability? Any numbers that have come in?
Yes, 3. Kutta Ravi Krishna says point number 3. Yes, most of them are selecting 3rd option.
3rd option. Okay, fine. All right. So thanks for that. And I just want to cover the reason I asked this question is, and there might be some lag between the chat you're typing in what we're seeing. No worries. Keep answering, and sometimes you keep thinking inside your head, even if you're not typing the answer. You might think using natural resource responsibly is sustainability, right? The moment we say sustainability, everyone thinks it's only nature, it's only environment. But you know what? That is not correct. Sustainability mainly has three pillars, right? And I'll take you through it. One is, like we all know, environment, taking care of the environment, making sure we're not polluting, right? Everything is fine. More plants are grown, takes care of pollution. So environment is very important, taking care of our rivers, taking care of our seas, oceans, right? That is environment. Second pillar of sustainability is society. So society means the people, right? How people are living, what are the resources they get, how is the quality of life? If you're living in a city like Hyderabad, or if you're living in another region which is not a city, is the quality of life good there? Are you all healthy? That is society, right? And the third pillar is economy. Economy is basically more about the state, the country. How is your community performing, right? Are you having decent jobs? Are you getting enough money to live a good life, right? Along with that, all the things around sustainability. How is the government? Is the government promoting things, right? Do you have freedom? That comes under society. All this comes. So we always think sustainability is only environment, only plants, only animals, only the river bodies. No, sustainability also means environment, society, and economy, right? And that is why it is important, which means any green skill, any green jobs that we are talking about does not mean that you will only go and, let's say, things come in your mind. The moment you say green job, oh, am I going to work in a forest? Or am I going to be working only in agriculture? No. Everything comes into play. Literally every job now will also be a green job, and we will discuss more.
Just to translate to all of you.
Yeah, to translate and add in as required in Telugu.
Yes. So in simple words, మన తాత ముత్తాతలు ఉన్నారు కదండి, మన పూర్వీకులు చేసినట్లుగా ప్రకృతికి అనుగుణంగా జీవించడం అనేది ఇన్ హార్మనీ విత్ ద నేచర్. ఇది వనరులకు కానీ వనరులను తెలివిగా ఉపయోగించడం గురించి. కాబట్టి అది ఓవరాల్ పుట్ టుగెదర్ హౌ వెల్ వీ క్యాన్ లివ్ ఇన్ హార్మనీ విత్ ద నేచర్ అనేది సస్టైనబిలిటీ అన్నమాట ఇన్ సింపుల్. ఓవర్ టు యు సర్.
Yeah, right. And I was also, I'm looking at the WhatsApp chat as well, because my team is there looking at the answers and sharing. I saw, some of you saying, take care of present and future generations. Correct. Sustainability is just what I told you. But sustainable development, when we say, and you must have heard of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, right? Sustainable development means taking care of our present needs, but also taking care of future. That is why we are having a lot of problems today, right? Because we are only worried about the present, not about future. So if we start using so much plastic and pollute our oceans, rivers, right? Today it's fine. Maybe after 80 years, 90 years, probably we'll all die. But what about after that? All this plastic that we're leaving behind, all this pollution, it'll affect the future generation. So we need to take care of present and future while development happens. That is sustainable development. Okay, quick question for all of you. Type in the chat. What are some of the problems and challenges our world and our community is facing? Different things that you face in daily life. What are the different problems you come across? Again, no correct or wrong answers. Just type in the chat.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీ ప్రస్తుత కమ్యూనిటీలో ఏం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారు, అంటే ఏం కమ్యూనిటీలో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నీటి కొరత అంటాం కదా, అలా ఇంకేమన్నా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారా అన్నది చాట్ లో టైప్ చేయండి. Okay. Pollution. Nikita Reddy says pollution. Any more answers coming up?
Keep typing in. Pollution is a good answer. What other answer? Okay, I'm also able to see the chat. I'm also seeing it.
Great.
Okay, everyone's saying pollution. What else? Soil pollution, traffic pollution. Yes. Okay. What else? Release of harmful gases in the environment. Okay, Meet, that is correct. More. Think. Don't just think only from, as I said, sustainability and environment. Think of different problems. Polluted water. Okay. Global warming. Yes. Give you a few more seconds. What else? Jobs. Lack of jobs, maybe. Diseases, deforestation, viruses. Increasing digital divide. Bimal, that's a good one. Competition for jobs. health issues and scarcity of water. Okay, excellent, great answers. So correct, like what you all said. Now I also have some things on my slide. Climate change, a big one, right? Because of climate change, so many things happening. Temperatures are increasing, every year is getting hotter. Sometimes even the winters are getting colder, right? And some places in summer there is ice, snow falling, and in some places during winter it is super hot, correct? So climate change is a big one. Pollution, different types: soil pollution, plastic pollution. It's a big issue. No, water pollution, no clean water. That is also a big problem. All our rivers are getting dirty. We are getting diseases from water. No jobs. Many jobs, many people are not having jobs even after having skills. You are not getting jobs near your region, near your village, near your town. You have to go to only a big city to get jobs. Waste management, correct? Especially in the cities, if you see, there's a lot of waste that is in different parts of the city. Diseases from that is not properly managed. That could be another problem. Education, many students not having access to good quality education. That could be another problem. Hunger, a lot of people are there in the street who don't have money to buy food. Food is getting expensive, right? And as our population is growing, the amount of food produced is not enough. So that is probably an issue. World population is growing so much, but there's not enough food to feed all of them. That could be a problem as well. So all these are big problems. What can we do about it? Right? We can only sit and say, oh, these are problems. Look on news and say government is not doing this. People are not doing this. Can we do something about it? And like Manav mentioned, right? Think of what can you solve? What problem can you solve? Right? What can you do for your state? What can you do for your city? What can you do for your community? What can you do for your country? Right? So all these problems are basically challenges. And correct, I'm seeing different answers again. Pollution of vehicles, disasters, deforestation, garbage collection. Excellent, great answers. So all these problems are challenges. And when challenges come, that also means it's opportunities for us, right? Every challenge brings an opportunity. Example, waste management, right? Anusha mentioned garbage collection in roadside is a problem. That's a challenge. Now that is also an opportunity. Can you come up with a solution where collection of waste becomes very efficient and waste management is not a problem, right? And not enough jobs, that is a problem. Can you come up with a solution where students like you, right, youngsters like you get access to all these new skills, and suddenly all startups, all these companies are coming to different parts, not just to Hyderabad, right? They're coming to different towns as well and saying, okay, so many students in different towns of Telangana have these skills, let's hire them. So maybe more jobs are coming. What can you think of, right? So these are all opportunities as well. Now with that, as we are talking about Green Skills Academy, I want to touch upon first green jobs and then green skills, right? You might all be thinking, okay, sustainability we spoke. What is green jobs exactly? Okay, now take a look. I'll come to it. International Labour Organization. So this is a division. As per so many reports, India can create up to even more 35 million green jobs by 2047. 35 million is a huge number, right? These many jobs. And now when we're saying there are not enough jobs, and this is only green jobs. Now, along with this, of course, all the other jobs are there. But look at the number, huge number, correct? So as I said, challenges. Now here's a big opportunity for you to get a green job as well. And we'll come to what does green jobs mean. Okay. Now, green jobs. What is a green job? In very simple term, it's any job that works to protect the environment. So like we said, sustainable development is taking care of present and future, taking care of our environment, society, and economy. Similarly, green job is any job that protects the environment, doesn't harm the environment. See, these are jobs that directly have a positive impact on the people. Positive impact on the planet. And positive impact on planet and the world means good impact on people, resources, everything, right? Simple. This is what a green job is. Now, what are green skills? To get green jobs, you need skills. These are called green skills. And green skills are different things. Your knowledge, your ability to do things, your values, even your attitude needed to live and develop and support a sustainable society. Right? So not just necessarily only for green jobs, generally to live in a society which is focused on sustainable development, is focused on caring for people, environment, planet. There you need green skills. There's nothing but all the knowledge you have, all the skills you get, all the abilities you have, all the attitude that you develop. Simple as attitude is, you might eat a chocolate, open a plastic wrapper, eat a chocolate, right? If you're generally, you don't have that good attitude, you will say, okay, there is so much waste there, let me anyway throw the plastic wrapper there. Now, if you have the green, I call it green skill or a good attitude, that green attitude, you will say that, why should I throw it there where plastic is there? Let me put in a proper dustbin, right? So that is, again, an attitude, nothing else. You don't need education, nothing. It's just attitude there, right? So that is also a green skill. Anything on
If
that?
I can translate, sir? Yes.
Go ahead.
సో సింపుల్ అండి. ఇప్పుడు తెలుగులో ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసి ఈజీగా చెప్పాలంటే, హానికరమైన, సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫార్మింగే తీసుకుందాం. ఓకే, హానికరమైన రసాయనాలను ఉపయోగించకుండా పంటలను ఎలా పండించాలి అంటే అలాంటిది మీరు నేర్చుకున్నారంటే యూ విల్ ఎండ్ అప్ ఇన్ గ్రీన్ జాబ్ అన్నమాట. అంటే స్థిరమైన సమాజంలో జీవించడానికి, అభివృద్ధి చేయడానికి మరియు మద్దతు ఇవ్వడానికి అవసరమైన జ్ఞానం, సామర్థ్యాలు, విలువలు మరియు వైఖరులు ఇవన్నీ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తే దీస్ ఆర్ గ్రీన్ స్కిల్స్ వేర్ యూ విల్ ఎండ్ అప్ ఇన్ గ్రీన్ జాబ్ అన్నమాట. ఓవర్ టు యు సర్.
Okay. All right. So now green jobs, we looked at what are green jobs. So where all are green jobs there? What sectors, what industries, right? So here's a look. Solar and wind energy. All of you know what is solar power, wind power. Solar and wind energy. There are so many green jobs there. Circular economy. Circular economy is nothing but anything that we produce or create, we are not discarding as waste, we are bringing it back into the economy, right? A self-sufficient economy. And we will not cover all of this in detail now. You will learn, who all are selected to continue in the program, you will learn more. But some things that you don't understand here, make sure you take a note, you Google it and learn, because these are very important terms, good for you to know. Okay? Circular economy is another one. Generally, all our countries, all our economy is becoming circular economy now. So a lot of jobs there. Green governance. Government you have heard of, but what is green governance, right? So when the government takes decisions that is good for the people and planet, taking care of environment, that is called green governance. So our traditional way our government's work is different. Now government make rules that will protect the environment. How do we come with policy that will provide green skills to youth, right? Telangana is one state that is doing a lot of work in green skills, sustainability, green governance. So look, what all are the things that the state of Telangana is also doing. Go and do a Google search, find out what the governments are doing, right? Green governance. Green buildings. Green buildings, again, begin, search what it is. All our buildings of olden times, in 20, 30 years back, normal buildings are. Buildings are coming in, but there is a certification also for buildings. Is there water harvesting, right? How is waste from the building disposed? So all this is taken care of. That is what, while building a building, you need to think of this. That's green buildings. Then electrical vehicles, right? Like petrol and diesel is going on a lot of EV charge, electricity charge vehicles. There's electricity vehicles, electrical vehicles. There are a lot of jobs are there. Agriculture. Everyone knows agriculture. Agriculture also bring in a lot of technology. It is also changing. So a lot of jobs there. Green finance. Taking care of not just profits and numbers, making sure that while we make money, we are also not harming the planet. So green finance is another one. And everything is a course where you learn normal finance. On top of that, caring for the planet comes in. So a lot of jobs there. Then clean hydrogen. Just like solar and wind energy, hydrogen is a big fuel that, is being used for different things. Even cars will be powered by hydrogen soon, right? So that is again a big area where you'll find jobs. Okay. Now, I just want to come to this. You'll hear these different things. There are green jobs that we spoke about. There are other types of jobs also. So green jobs are ones where you need good knowledge of green skills, like a solar technician. Solar any day is a green job, right? Because you're not using electricity directly. You're using sun's energy to create electricity, which is good for the planet. So that's like a green job. There are greening jobs. Greening jobs are those that can be done without green skills, but require at least some green skills to be done. And as I mentioned, we will look at what green skills are. You need 3-4 green skills, but you don't need to have all green skills here. Then you have civil engineer. You should know certain things in terms of how to build a green building, what are the different things to take care of while looking at a land to make sure the building does not harm the planet, environment. Greening jobs. Greening potential. So these are jobs that do not require green skills at all. Right, most of the jobs, but at least one green skill is good to have, like a data analyst. right? Example now. These are again greening potential jobs where at least one green skill is needed, but in future more green skills will also be needed here. Then you have completely not green jobs that don't require any green skills. Like example, like a nurse, right, in a hospital. She doesn't need to really know anything about green skills. She's in a medical field. But there are other jobs in the medical field that might require green skills. So different types of jobs. And now the interesting thing is most of the not green jobs also are being converted into a green job. They will require more green skills in the future. Things are changing. And that is where your opportunity to get a lot of jobs are there. And the reason we have this program is because a lot of jobs coming, instead of just thinking of IT or electronics is where I'll get jobs. Let's look at other jobs where you can get, where you will get good salary and payment as well. And I'll come to how much salaries also you will get. Take a look at this graph, right? The hiring for green jobs is growing so much. If you see, greening potential jobs it's increasing, decreasing. Greening jobs are again going up, coming down. Then because the greening jobs are going down because green jobs are increasing. So most of them requires only some green skills is being converted into a green job now. And not green jobs are normal jobs. It'll increase, but look at green jobs. How much it has increased from 2016 to 2021, right? It's a huge increase and it'll keep increasing a lot now. And again, some data for you. LinkedIn, you all have a LinkedIn profile. If not, make sure you do that. And we'll teach you how to create a LinkedIn profile also in the program. But first thing is, if you get time, go to LinkedIn today and create a simple profile. See what LinkedIn is all about. Who all are the leaders there. There's Jayesh sir there. There are the different government departments there. Shrikant sir is there. All of us are there on LinkedIn. You'll find us. So this is a report from LinkedIn where, they did analysis of all jobs and skills. Only 1 in 8 workers have 1 or more green skills, right? So that means a lot of scope. So unless at least 6 or 7 people have those green skills, it will not be enough. So a lot of potential there. Between February 2022 and February 2023, within 1 year, right? Number of green jobs that were posted has increased by 15%. That is a big one. And then the hiring rate, with at least, if you have at least 1 green skill, you have a 29% higher chance of a job. So 29% higher jobs are there for people with green skills. Now look at the graph also. No? The demand for workers with the green skills, so number of green jobs are going to increase a lot. Projection, if you see, it is increasing a lot from 2021 to 2026. But the smaller line is the supply, people having green skills. There is not enough people with green skills. So which means your salary and the demand for people with green skills will increase. And if you're doing well in the green space, you will have a better income, better opportunity in your career. So this is on, the need for you to learn green skills and be ready for green jobs. Another graph simply, to show what all jobs are increasing. Sustainable design is one that is a job that is going really high. Renewable energy, wind energy going up. Climate change is coming down because all the other jobs are covering climate change in some way or the other, right? So look at this, all different jobs under green skills. And as I was saying, most non-green jobs are becoming green jobs, and you need green skills, for even doing non-green jobs now. Different things, right? Look at what are the different jobs available under this graph that I showed. Different jobs available under climate change. Meteorologist, marine biologist, agriculture specialist, policy advisor, right? Policy advisor is not really a big tech job, but if you're not interested in that much in technology, look at policy advisor, right? Energy efficiency. You have plumbing engineer, even the plumbing that you do, carpentry, plumbing, all these that you do, these are all come under green jobs also now. How do you make sure your plumbing is good, that it is not harming the planet, right? How the water is using plumbing, how much less water is being consumed, how wastewater is being directed. Plumbing there, utilities manager, under sustainable design, landscape architect, urban planner. Very interesting, right? So many here, just these 7 fields, you'll find so many jobs. Just an example, under these again, hundreds of jobs are there. So depending on your interest, depending on your skill, you can look at what jobs you can try for as well. And there are a lot of opportunities. It's not just like an IT job where you learn only Java or Python, right? You can do a set of jobs. But here, even if you don't know that tech, you still get jobs. demand for green skills is outpacing the supply, just like the graph I showed. Share of people with green skills in the workforce only 12%, but 22.4% jobs require at least one green skill, right? There itself, you see the difference. Green jobs, so many are there, but green skills, only these many people. So only these many people get the jobs. This much is still available for you. Yeah, and three areas where a lot of these green jobs are coming are in the energy sector, energy production, solar, hydrogen, wind energy, etc. Transportation, electric vehicles, EVs, right? And finance, green finance. So these are three areas where a lot of jobs are also coming in. So if you're interested in finance, money, economy, right? Look at green finance. If you're interested in cars, look at transportation, green electrical vehicles, green transportation. A lot of things happening there. If any of you like Formula 1, car racing, there is one different sector of or type of racing called electrical racing in Formula E, right? So where they use vehicles that are electric vehicles instead of petrol or fuel powered vehicles compared to Formula 1. So there also, everywhere green is coming in. And this is again just an example, different countries, but if you look at India, right, percentage of people being hired with no green experience is 32%, 28%, 24%, etc. The growth has been about 35%. So people with no green experience are being hired because they don't have green skills. Now, if you have green skills, this number will increase. You will get most of these jobs. Just to show you, what is the possibility if you have green jobs. And now I kept saying green jobs and green skills. Let me show you what does green skills mean. Okay, it is not very difficult. It is nothing very special that you think, but you need to learn them. What are green skills? Data analysis and modeling. Even simple, we're using AI for data analysis. Simple as using Excel for understanding. How do you look at all the data and come up with a model? Example, if you're in a college or school or in your community or in your house also, right? Do an analysis of how much water is being consumed per month, right? How much electricity is being consumed by your community or your college, right? Analyzing that, then coming up with the solution that, okay, we can reduce electricity here, right? By doing this, suddenly you can save a lot of money for your college or community because electricity usage reduces, and plus you're not wasting the electricity, correct? Critical thinking, very important. How do you think in terms of solving problems, right? Critical thinking and problem solving are very important. You will also learn in your school, college, wherever you're studying. But at the same time, to know if there is a problem, what are different ideas we can come up with? Coming up with different ways of doing solving a problem. That is important. AI, AR, VR, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality. You must have heard of these terms. We will talk about it. Some very interesting activities coming for you in next some time. But this knowing how to use it, that is important. And I'm not talking about very core, super technical where you know A to Z. Just understanding this is important. That's also green skill. Managing different projects, that are there. How do you manage this efficiently? Communication, collaboration, then creativity, innovation, storytelling. You might think, okay, how is this green skill? All very important. And I don't want to touch more on it. You will learn in the program as we do. But coming up with creative solutions. Air pollution is there from hundreds of years. Now it's not being solved. So there you need some creative ideas to come. Now, when you come with creative ideas, you might say, let's use AI there, right? Creativity and AI coming together for problem solving a problem, right? And then sharing with the world, storytelling. How do you share what problem you solved, how you solved it in a very interesting manner, right? That is storytelling. So all these are green skills that are there as well. Anything you want to add, Deepika?
Yes. So in simple, Telugulo ఈజీగా సమ్మరైజ్ చేయాలంటే ఇప్పుడు సఫిన్ గారు చెప్పిందంతా సమ్మరైజ్ చేయాలంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం రోజు ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్ళి వచ్చామా, పని చేసామా, వచ్చామా, డబ్బు సంపాదించామా అని కాకుండా మనం మన పర్యావరణానికి, మన ఎర్త్ కి రిటర్న్ అంటే వాపస్ వాటిని సురక్షితంగా కాపాడుకుంటూ పనిచేసి వాటిని సురక్షితంగా కాపాడుకుంటూ డబ్బులు ఎలా సంపాదిస్తాం అనేది ఓవరాల్ ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై మన గ్రీన్ జాబ్స్, గ్రీన్ స్కిల్స్ అనే చెప్పారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను చాట్ లో పెట్టినట్టు ఇంకా సింపుల్ గా మీకు ఈ బజ్ టర్మ్స్ ఈ మధ్యన మనం వింటున్నాం కదా, సేంద్రియ వ్యవసాయం అంటారు కదా, ఆర్గానిక్ ఫార్మింగ్. బిందు సేద్యం సాంకేతిక నిపుణుడు అంటే డ్రిప్ ఇరిగేషన్ టెక్నీషియన్ మన తెలంగాణలో తెలంగాణలోనే కాదండి చాలా చోట్ల ఇప్పుడు మనం నీటి కొరత ఎదుర్కొంటున్నాం కదా చాలా ప్రాంతాల్లో వ్యవసాయంలో కూడా ఇది కొంచెం డిఫికల్ట్ అవుతుంది సో ఇలాంటి రీజియన్స్ లో డ్రిప్ ఇరిగేషన్ టెక్నీషియన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ సో దట్ ఈస్ అనదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అన్నమాట గ్రీన్ జాబ్ కి నా సోలార్ ప్యానెల్ ఇన్స్టలేషన్స్ కానీ తెలంగాణ లో మనకి ఎండ అనేది ఎక్కువ కదా ఆ ప్రాంతంలో ఆ ఎండని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఆ అబండెంట్ ఎండని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఈ సోలార్ ఎనర్జీని ఎలా యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకొని ఏ స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్ చేసుకొని ఇన్నోవేషన్ అని చెప్పారు కదా సఫిన్ గారు ఆ ఇన్నోవేషన్ కానీ క్రియేటివిటీని కానీ ఇలాంటి డిఫరెంట్ స్కిల్స్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఈ రెన్యూవబుల్ ఎనర్జీ సోర్స్ ని వాడుకుంటూ ఎలా సోలార్ ప్యానెల్స్ ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయొచ్చు అనేది అనదర్ జాబ్ అన్నమాట సో ఓవరాల్ దీస్ ఆర్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ టు సమ్మరైజ్ సఫిన్ గారు చెప్పింది సో yes.
Thanks, 𝗵𝗵𝗃. So I know there was a question, how many green jobs, right? Maybe you joined a little late. I shared that in the beginning. So in around the world, in next 6 years, by 2030, there'll be 24 million green jobs. No, 24 million. That's a big number, right? And if you have to look at India by 2047, and this number will increase. As of now, they're predicting for 2047, no? But this number will keep increasing. As of now, they are saying there are 35 million green jobs that will be created in India in the next, let's say, 20 years, not even 2047, even before that, right? And that 35 million will increase to 50 million in another 2-3 years, correct? So lot of jobs there. So anything, if you're doing engineering also, engineering with green skills. Engineering, you learn about, let's say, mechanical engineering, how the different machines work, how the mechanics of vehicles are there, machines, etc., right? But bring in the green skills. How do you build vehicles that do not cause pollution, right? How do you build a vehicle where the water that is coming from the AC example, right? It is reused in the vehicle. So all these are also, bringing green thinking, green mindset, green skills into what you're already learning is in a way green skills that'll get you green jobs. And now we're just doing an introduction to you. We'll have spoken of green skills and green jobs. Now we'll get into AI, AR, VR, and then staying safe. All this technology is growing, right? You're hearing about some terms like deep fake. We'll talk about that as well. Very interesting coming up. So now, as I said, AI, AR, and VR is growing. So how is it relevant in sustainability? You must have all heard of AR and VR. All this Apple Vision Pro headset came now. Instagram and use filters. That is AR, right? But what is the relevance to sustainability? Now imagine how it is being used, right? AI can be used to analyze lot of data. Like I mentioned, if you can analyze how much electricity your college is producing. Similar to that, big companies, how much electricity being produced, how much water being used. Can, governments use this data to reduce the wastage, to efficiently use resources, correct? AI can help there. AR, many things we cannot visualize. So imagine, you're in Hyderabad or I'm in Bangalore now. I don't know really how it feels to be in an earthquake, right? I don't know how a flood might be or how tsunami is. Now, because of climate change, all this is happening. I'll see on news, I'll see, okay, this happened in Chennai, this happened in another country, right? But if AR and VR can make you visualize, if I take imagine an Instagram filter, I take the filter and put on the camera, I can see if tsunami comes in Hyderabad or in Bangalore, how it will look like. So suddenly that will make you realize, right? If we don't take care of the planet, this is what will happen. VR, similarly, before coming up with the solution, look at how VR can go into your virtual world and see how the solution might impact. So different use cases. And again, couple of examples. If you're a renewable energy engineer, you can use AI. Solar panels need to be placed, right, to get the sun's rays to produce energy. Now AI can tell you how to exactly place which angle, which degree, so that energy, instead of 50% energy production, it becomes 80% example, right? AI can tell you that. Sustainable farmer, even farming, AI and AR, VR can be used. AI can be used for precision agriculture, which we'll show you in some time what it is. But VR can show you, if you do this, this is what will happen. Without you doing anything, itself will give you a virtual example output of how it will look like if you're a farmer. And similarly, environmental consultant, green building designer, you can, if you're a green building designer, you use a AR tool. Simply show the camera. Because of AR, behind the wall, this is what the piping will look like. This is how the electricity wiring will look like. How much efficiency it produces. Different ways AI, AR, and VR can be used. And very important for you to know how these technologies are useful. Even if you're not an engineer, even if you don't like technology, for all the people out there, and even if you're, let's say, a boy or a girl who is thinking, oh, I don't know technology, I don't know coding, don't worry. You don't have to know coding. You just need to know what these AI, AR, etc. does. You come up with the idea. You come with the idea, somebody will help you build that, right? So that is important for you to know. With that, I hope this section was interesting for you. Any questions you can share in the chat, we'll try to answer. And I want to invite my colleague, Aneep, who will take you through the section on AI now.
All right. Meanwhile, while Aneep is presenting, any questions, queries, emana questions or queries in the chat box use cheskoni, please feel free to ask Andy. I hope so far so good. So far so good ante maybe emojis use chesi thumbs up and pettochu so that maaku kuda koncham energy vastundi to further go ahead with the session. ఇంకేమన్నా ఆల్సో అంటే మేము ఒక్కటే నేర్పించడం కాదు, నాకు తెలిసి మీకు కూడా ఇంకా ఇంటెలిజెంట్ గా లేదా మీకు ఇంకా మంచి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తెలుసుంటుంది కదా. సో అలా మీకు తెలిసిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే కూడా చాట్ లో పెట్టండి సో దట్ ఈజీలో అవుతుంది.
Great, thanks, Deepika. Thank you so much, Safin, for sharing about what green skills are, what sustainability is, and then like why are we all excited about green skills also. And to commemorate the launch of Green Skill Academy, I am wearing green also today. So I hope that rings a bell with all the people in the audience. And again, as Safin mentioned, we are going to talk about a bunch of technologies from here on. So we are going to start with artificial intelligence. So we'll briefly talk about what is AI. So again, just to set the context, we do not want to teach you what is AI in this session. This is just to make you understand what the technology is and to get you excited about the technology also, right? And then in the subsequent sessions in the academy, right, you will get to learn about AI, about augmented reality, virtual reality, and then a few other interesting topics also, right? So I have a question for all the participants who are watching us, right, or at least who can respond in the chat. What is your understanding about artificial intelligence, right? So what does artificial intelligence mean to you? I know that some of you might be from an engineering background, some of you might be studying science. I saw a lot of people joining us from pharmacy institutes also, right? And then again, fantastic to see.
Aneep, sorry to pause you. Your video is playing in the background.
Oh, okay, I've kept it on pause, but yeah, let me just. Is it okay? Okay, great, thanks. Yeah. So, and I was just saying that fantastic to see so many women also joining us in the audience, right? So again, I'll play a video. It's like around 3 minutes long. It will give us an idea on what are the different things AI can do. But while the video plays, I invite all the participants to share what is their understanding of artificial intelligence. So if you know the definition, please feel free to type that out. If you have your own understanding of AI, if you have used AI somewhere, if you have worked on an AI project, if you have interesting ideas about AI. So share anything what you think you know about artificial intelligence in the chat. And in the meantime, I'll play a very, very interesting video for all of us to see, and then we'll continue this discussion.
I am a translator, transforming text into creative discovery. Movement into animation, and direction into action. I am a healer, exploring the building blocks that make us unique. Modeling new threats before they happen. And searching for the cures to keep them at bay. I am a visionary, generating new medical miracles. And giving us a new perspective on our sun to keep us safe here on Earth. I am a navigator, discovering a unique moment in a sea of content.
We're announcing the next generation.
And the perfect setting for any story. I am a creator, building 3D experiences from snapshots and adding new levels of reality to our virtual selves. I am a helper, bringing brainstorms to life. Sharing the wisdom of a million programmers. And turning ideas into virtual worlds.
Build northern forest.
I even helped write the script. Breathed life into the words and composed the melody. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA, deep learning, and brilliant.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this very patiently. I'll bring my presentation up now. And I see a lot of wonderful responses in the chat also. So I'm just going to read through some of them as well. And we'll see, like how many have got it spot on. And I saw, so people have started from some of the very basic definitions and going on to some of the textbook definitions also, and something that we very commonly associate with AI also, right? So if I open the chat, we have so people giving us the full form of AI. And then Meet Kumar says AI is a technology which requires human intelligence to perform tasks and involves tasks like problem solving and identifying and solving complex problems. Nethala and Sravika says that it's a tool for making things simpler. Swati says it's a source to implement smart work. And then we have Trisha saying it's the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. And then there is a comment on Jarvis also. And then we have a few reactions on the video also. And thank you so much to my teammates to facilitate the discussion also, right? But again, absolutely right. AI is a technology which allows computers to imitate human intelligence, right? So that's why we call it artificial, because it's not something that occurs naturally. So it's made by us humans. And intelligence, because what we think intelligence is, we want our computers also to do the same thing, right? And now this brings us to, I see a lot of interesting responses still coming in the chat, but this brings us to the prompt that you see on your screen right now, right? Let's do some wacky brainstorming. So now I want each one in the audience to at least mention one thing that they wish AI could do for them. Right. So there are so many things that we do in our lives. We write assignments, we have to travel to our colleges, we have to play games, which is obviously fun, right? And then we have to do chores, we have to, like adults have to file our taxes, we have to go and consult a doctor, doctors have to see patients, people have to write scripts, write emails, write messages, read books, memorize books, right? So just mention one thing that you wish AI could do for you, right? And then we will take a look at specific sectors also and try to identify things that AI can do in each of the sector also.
గ్రేట్. కొంచెం సమరైజ్ చేయడానికి అనీబ్ గారు చెప్పేది ఇన్ సింపుల్, ఏఐ అంటే ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ కదా. ఇది అంటే ఇది మనుషుల్లానే యంత్రాలకు ఆలోచించే మరియు నేర్చుకునే శక్తిని ఇవ్వడం లాంటిది అనమాట. సమ్వాట్ సిమిలర్. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీ ఫోన్ లేదా కంప్యూటర్ మీరు చెప్పేది అర్థం చేసుకోగలిగితే, మీ ముఖాన్ని గుర్తించగలిగితే, లేదా ఇలాంటి చిన్న చిన్న పనులు చేయగలిగితే దీన్ని ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అంటారనమాట. అంటే అనీబ్ గారు మళ్ళీ చెప్పినట్టు బ్రెయిన్ స్టార్మింగ్. మీకు ఏఐ, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏఐ మీకు ఏం చేయాలని మీరు ఆశిస్తారు? అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకైతే మా మమ్మీ వేరే ఊర్లో ఉంటుంది, నేను వేరే ఊర్లో ఉంటున్నాను. నాకు మీరు నన్ను అడిగితే ఏఐ మా మమ్మీ లాగా అంటే అన్నం కలిపి తినిపిస్తే బాగున్ను అనిపిస్తుంది నాకైతే. అంటే అలా మీరు మీకేమన్నా విషెస్ ఏఐ ఇది చేయగలిగితే బాగున్ను అనిపించే ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ మీరు చాట్ లో పెట్టండి.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Deepika, for summarizing that. I see Nethila and Shravika mentioning AI tool for time traveling. Very fascinating, right? I wish that all of us can do that. So maybe we can come back to this moment every now and then and see the launch of Green Skills Academy. But again, maybe a little far-fetched, right? So we would want to focus on things that we do in our daily lives and wish AI could do that for us. Dakshina says, help in building new ways of earning and automate it without any things which are illegal or, like out of the line and maybe not like socially or culturally or jurisdictionally acceptable, right? So again, absolutely a very, very relevant answer, right? If somebody asks me, maybe I'll say that because I read a lot of books, so maybe, and I have to search for a new book, right? Once I have finished what I'm currently reading. So I would want to use AI to suggest me books that I would like, because I can tell it all the other books that I have read in the past, and it can give me new suggestions also, right? So we have a few other responses coming in. Neha says AI to review cancer screening tests to better detect possible cancer, right? Absolutely fantastic, Neha. And there are solutions which people are working on or which are already implemented, which can do that for us. Meet says, I wish AI to solve today's problems like unemployment and provide accurate details. What is the major step of failure towards unemployment? A very, very interesting response, Meet. Thank you so much for sharing. Idiga and Manisha say, okay, they have introduced themselves. And then, yes, there are a few responses around the time traveling bit also. But again, thank you so much for your responses. And keep sending it in so that other students can also read. But just to give you the context on how AI is currently used, right? So AI is being used in agriculture right now. It is being used to manufacture smart cities. It is used in education and skilling. It is used in healthcare and in our everyday lives also, right? And then again, because we want to keep this session interactive, I would invite participants to maybe choose one of these areas. Let's say if you're from pharmacy, you can look up one way how AI is used in healthcare, paste it in the chat so that your other peers can know. But what I'm going to do now is maybe give you like one example each on how AI is being used in these sectors. And then we'll see a very interesting video on how AI is being used in agriculture here in India, right? So agriculture, again, to understand how much produce will be there in a farm, right? To identify crop diseases is something, right? So in Telangana, in Warangal district, some farmers are using a solution where they can just take a photo of their crop and the AI in the mobile phone, the AI software in the mobile phone can tell them if the crop is a healthy crop or if there is a disease or any kind of a pest on that crop. And if what kind of treatment do they need to do they need to apply or deliver to the particular crop? That's one. They are using it to understand the health quality of the soil, right? what is the acidity, which crop will grow best in these kind of environment and this kind of soil, right? So AI, what you do is, because what farmers have been doing for ages, you can just give all the information to AI that, okay, this much how it rains here every year. This is what this is how much water we can use for agriculture, and then give all the other parameters also. This is how much money we have on spending in manure, in pesticides, insecticides, and stuff. And then AI can analyze, because it has learned from all the other information available to it. It can suggest that, oh, maybe you should grow cotton, or you should grow mustard, you should grow sugar. There are different crops that you can grow. We have AI in healthcare, right? Neha gave us an example of AI used for screening tumors. That's one. All of us suffered through the pandemic also in the last few years, and one of the worst times that we have seen in the recent past. And something that helped us with developing the COVID vaccine. So just highlight AI vaccine. The one for COVID that we could manufacture was the quickest vaccine that's come out in the market, starting from when we started researching for that vaccine, right? We used AI, it could process a lot of data and tell us that, oh, maybe this is the direction that the research should go into. This is the direction that the research should not go into, and stuff. So AI in healthcare, right? Helping us with medicine also. AI in smart cities, how much electricity will you use? How should the transportation be, right? Google Maps, a lot of people use Google Maps. So that is an example of AI, because Google Maps is intelligent in a way that it can tell us that, oh, there is a lot of traffic on this road, so you might want to take a different road. And I'm sure, a lot of people in the audience also use Google Maps. Then we have AI in education and skilling also, right? AI for curated lesson plan, so that individual students know which are the topics that they need to focus on. AI for evaluation also, automated screening also, right? So take a photo of an exam paper, and AI can check how much marks should a particular person get. And similarly, to answer questions also. And in our everyday life, to recommend movies, to recommend dishes, to recommend songs, to put up Instagram filters on our faces, right? And to book a cab. All of these applications use AI on some level or the other. And then, when we learn more about it in the academy, right, you will become a lot more familiar, and you'll get a lot more ideas on how does it actually work, right? And with this, there is another very interesting video that I would like to share with all of you that tells us how AI is being used in agriculture here in India. So I'm just going to play a video for all of us, and then we'll continue our discussion for another few minutes.
మీరు రైతులా? అయితే మీరు వేసే పంటల్లో ఏవైనా సందేహాలు ఉన్నాయా? ఏ సీజన్?
If we can't see your screen, you ended your screen share. Maybe you can put up the link and share the video directly. You're on mute. Meanwhile,
so I have stopped my screen sharing. Yeah.
While Aneep is trying to play the video, ఇంకా సింపుల్ గా అనీప్ గా చెప్పారు కదా ఎవ్రీడే లైఫ్ లో ఏం యూజ్ చేస్తామని. లైక్ అంటే చాలా మంది స్మార్ట్ ఫోన్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం కదా. ఈ వాయిస్ అసిస్టెంట్ సిరి గానీ, అలెక్సా గానీ, దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ అగైన్ ఏఐ ఎనేబుల్డ్. సజెషన్స్ వస్తాయి కదా మనకి ఫేస్బుక్ లో కానీ, మనకి ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ లో కానీ, మన ఫ్రెండ్ సజెషన్స్ వస్తాయి కదా. దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఏఐ అన్నమాట. అంటే గూగుల్ మ్యాప్స్ లో ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మనకి ఈ ప్రాంతంలో ట్రాఫిక్ ఉందని రీడైరెక్ట్ చేసి ఆటోమేటిక్ గా వేరే రూట్ చూపిస్తుంది చూడండి. అది కూడా ఇన్ అ వే అ లిటిల్ బిట్ ఆఫ్ ఏఐ యూజ్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ట్రావెల్ టైమ్, ప్రెడిక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ట్రావెల్ టైమ్స్. హెల్త్ కేర్ లో చూస్తే ఎక్స్రేస్ అండ్ ఎంఆర్ఐస్ కదా ఈ రోజుల్లో, దట్ ఆల్సో ఈజ్ a little bit of AI. So yes, over to you, Aneep. Yes, I see your screen.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right.
మీరు రైతులా? అయితే మీరు వేసే పంటల్లో ఏవైనా సందేహాలు ఉన్నాయా? ఏ సీజన్ లో ఎలాంటి పంట వేయాలి? పద్ధతులు ఏంటి, ఇంకేమైనా సమస్యలు చూస్తున్నారా? అయితే మీకు గుడ్ న్యూస్. ఇప్పుడు పెరుగుతున్న టెక్నాలజీతో పాటు అన్ని రంగాల్లోనూ అప్డేట్స్ అయితే మనం రోజు చూస్తూనే ఉంటాం. అయితే రైతన్నలు మాత్రం ఎప్పుడు అవే పద్ధతులను వాడుతూ ఉంటారు. ఇప్పుడు రైతులకు కూడా అప్డేట్ అయ్యే అవకాశం, అదే కిసాన్ జీపీటీ. ఈ కిసాన్ జీపీటీ ప్రత్యేకంగా రైతన్నల కోసమే సృష్టించబడింది. రైతన్నల కోసం కిసాన్ జీపీటీ. వ్యవసాయ రంగంలో రోజు రోజుకు కొత్త పద్ధతులు వస్తున్నాయి. ప్రస్తుతం అందుబాటులోకి వస్తున్న కొత్త టెక్నాలజీతో రైతులకు ఊరట కలుగుతుందనే చెప్పాలి. ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ పవర్ చాట్బాట్ల ప్రపంచం ఈసారి కిసాన్ జీపీటీ అనే కొత్త చాట్బాట్ల గురించి మీరు వినే ఉంటారు. కిసాన్ అంటే రైతు అని అర్థం. పేరు సూచించినట్లుగానే ఏఐ ఆధారిత చాట్బాట్ వ్యవసాయ సమాజానికి సేవలను అందిస్తుంది. మన దేశం ఒక వ్యవసాయ పవర్ హౌస్. దేశంలోనే అధిక జనాభా వ్యవసాయ రంగంలో పనిచేస్తుంది. రైతుల జీవితాలను సులభరితం చేసే విధంగా ఈ కొత్త ఏఐ సాధనం జీపీటీ ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. అది ఎలా అనుకుంటున్నారా? అయితే ఈ వీడియోను లాస్ట్ వరకు స్కిప్ చేయకుండా చూడండి. హాయ్, హలో, నమస్తే. నేను మీ అంబిక. వెల్కమ్ టు ఫ్రీడమ్.
So just to give you like a small glimpse, of what AI can do is, there are applications where farmers can go and ask any questions related to the crop that they are growing or the pesticide that they want to use or the weather updates, right? And based on all the data that is available for all the information that the AI has access to, it will be able to give you the responses specific to your area also, right? So now, I think I'll take another 5 minutes to on the session on AI and then invite my colleague Rahul to share a little bit on AR and VR. So again, my question to the audience will be, have you heard of ChatGPT, Midjourney, DALL-E or Bard? So please feel free to put in your responses in the chat. So I'm sure these are some of the very popular tools right now, and a lot of students would have heard about these because this is the most interesting and most talked about topic in AI right now, something that is called as generative AI, right? Generative AI is a new field in artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, for a very long time, what it does was it can give you responses as to, it can predict things, it classify things as to what is dog, what is apple, what is orange. But now with generative AI, what it can do is it can create information for you. It can create videos for you. It can create new videos for you. It can create new text responses for you. And the tools that you see listed on my screen, ChatGPT, Midjourney, DALL-E, Google Bard, it's now called Google Gemini, they are all examples of generative AI. Right. So, and once we start, sessions in the academy, once we talk a little bit more about AI, we will talk about generative AI and see, how they can be used to create new photos, write a computer code, or write an email that you want to share with your friend, or write a report based on the data that you have collected from your research, right? So these are the kind of applications of generative AI that have come out in the recent past. And then again, as we discussed, right, they have made the tasks that we in our daily lives very, very easy. And the focus of our Green Skills Academy is going to sustainability. So also explore how can we use these tools to achieve sustainability, learn some of the new green skills, and make this world a better place also, right? So I hand it to Rahul now to discuss a bit about AR and VR. But before I do that, if there are any questions, Deepika, that are there on AI, please let me know. Yeah, thanks.
Sure. Thank you so much, Aneep. While Rahul is setting up his screen, Aneep, can you stop sharing? And Rahul, yes, thank you so much. Great. So far, so good, everyone. Chat box lo cheppandi, emana questions gani, pause chesi, inka interesting ideas. I'm seeing Meet Kumar very, interactive. I mean, chala active ga unnar meeru. A lot of them with interesting answers, Aneep, if you're taking a look at AI, as how they are telling how important is it in commerce. So what about others? What about others? Any questions, queries? All right, you can use the chat. Over to you, Rahul. You can start off.
Great. Thanks, Deepika. So, in the starting of the session, we discussed about green skill and Ani take us through artificial intelligence. Here, we're going to learn about AR and VR. One of the interesting and I can say visual appealing concept, right? So before I start the session, I would like to put up a question and would like to see a couple of answers in the chat. What are the application maybe you have come across based on this immersive tech? When I say AR and VR, I would like to see a couple of answers in the chat. And now we'll quickly discuss about what is the AR and VR. Again, as Aneet mentioned, that the idea is not to teach or a mentor currently, it's about to give you exposure about the topic, and definitely in the mentorship we'll be learning and mentoring about the topic and how we can create this kind of experience we're gonna learn. So yeah, let's start with the word that is very buzz around in the market, which is XR. So XR is for extended reality, which is an umbrella term that encompasses a different immersive technology that blends the physical and virtual world. It includes three main subsets, which is AR, augmented reality, VR, virtual reality, and the third one, MR, mixed reality, right? So now we'll quickly discuss what is this AR, VR, and MR. So when I say AR overlay digital content onto the real world. It doesn't replace reality, but enhance it by adding computer-generated elements such as images, videos, or informations, right, to your view of physical world. AR is often experienced through smartphone or these days smart glasses and has application in area like navigation, education, and advertisement, right? So if you have come across any of the application or any of the brands these days using this kind of immersive tech, please put up in the chat. I would like to see crazy answers. Then comes the virtual reality. Virtual reality again involves creating completely immersive digital environment that user can interact with through special headsets and controllers, right? When you put up on VR headset, you are transported to the computer-generated world that can be entirely different from your physical surrounding, right? So it's commonly used for gaming, training simulations, and virtual experiences. And then comes the third one, which is mixed reality. So mixed reality is a combined element of both VR and AR. Again, it allows digital and physical world to interact and coexist in the same space, right? So MR device enable user to interact with both virtual content and the real world simultaneously. So this technology is used in fields like design, architecture, and training, right? So let's quickly see what are the answers that we have received. Yeah, here we have Samsung and Huawei are using VR and AR for a launching experience. Interesting. When we hear the name of AR, we also cow uses here, it's eating. Okay, interesting. Yeah, you can put up an answer in a word. What are the brands or any of experience that you come across using this tech, AR or VR or maybe MR, right? So let's see a couple of applications that we have of AR quickly. You can see here AR widely used for the brand engagement. Here you can see there is a real, person, and here we can see there is a computer-generated layer, right? Then the product showcase. This is one of the new industry we are using AR as application, right? Digital fashion. You can try it out. Which type of outfit will suit you on a different occasion, before actually buying it or wearing it, right? Try it before you buy. This is another interesting example that we have. Any of the, let's say, shoe you are going to buy, or you can, experience it before it, and you can check it out how it goes on your outfit, right? Then a couple of more applications. These are the real brands using this kind of a, you can say, experience. Theme ARX, right? Cultural celebration. You can see how Holi is celebrated using AR, right? Here in education also, you can set up a lab, kind of a virtual lab in your premises, in your gallery, and maybe you can learn about the concept, right? Maybe in a science or a maths. Gamification, right? The another example, Pokemon Go, I'm sure you must have aware within, and I'm sure some of must have played this kind of a game, right? That is again example or application of AR. Right, here again, couple of more examples. Application of AR comes fiction to reality. AOT fans, maybe you can generate a computer generated layer where there is a personality, and you can click picture using that tag. Again, location-based AR and the product launch. You can launch this product virtually. Also, we have an interesting AR effect for all of you. You can try it out for a couple of minutes. Great. So now let's experience how VR is different from AR. Let me stop screen sharing and directly use the feature.
While Rahul is also trying to screen share and show you an interesting video as to how VR is different from AR. అదేంటి చాలా మంది చాట్లో మన స్నాప్చాట్ ఇంకా ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ ఫిల్టర్స్ గురించి ఎవరు మాట్లాడలేదు ఏఆర్ అనగానే అది మోస్ట్ కామన్ కదా లైక్ ఐ థింక్ Nikita చెప్పినట్టు AR is used for advertising purpose. Absolutely. When you open your Instagram or Snapchat, a lot of companies are using filters, AR filters as their advertising, methods. Interesting. Thank you, Rahul. Over to you.
Great. Thanks. There are a couple of interesting answers. LensGuard use AR to try glasses on. Amazon app, it is available. Nothing says auto regressive model are capable of creating new content. Interesting. Thanks for sharing great answers in the chat. Let's quickly watch this video. So here we can see very interesting video, a game where there is a kind of a shot. With the help of that, they are cutting these boxes, right? This completely in the VR headset. Like this is the computer generated world we have. One of the interesting example of VR. Let me show you another interesting video how VR can be helpful for social cause. So here we have a video from Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, UAE, and how they are using this immersive tech to make students and people aware about climate change and environment. So let's quickly see this idea. So here we can see students are segregating garbage, recyclable, dry, wet, and great awareness. You can see all activities and say sign. Great. Let's jump to the presentation. Just a minute. Yeah. Great. So now let's quickly discuss about career opportunity in AR and VR, right? So let's look into the India's future, where the creativity meets technology in animation, visual effect, and gaming, comics. All are rapidly growing industry. Right now, there are 1.85 people are working in the augmented reality and virtual reality in India, and that shows that lots of job opportunities and talented people are in the country. So, but it's also just a beginning, right? In the next 10 years, there is a potential to provide a job for 2 billion people in the XR sector, right? So India has estimated more than 900 animation studios, over 300 visual effects company, and many gaming firms. Each of these aids to the rich culture and technology over the country, right? So, and it's not about India. There is a big global market called the XR, where the physical, and digital worlds come together. And by 2028, it's expected to be worth huge $28 billion. So this isn't just a market, it's a whole new universe waiting to be explored, right? And India is ready to be part of this. If I talk about the freelance economy, in the dynamic world of freelancing, India shines as one of the largest market, offering boundless opportunity for the individuals to showcase their skills and talent on a global stage. As of 2020, India boasted staggering 7.7 million gig workers, testament to the entrepreneurial spirit and diverse skill set present in the nation. So looking ahead, the gig economy is poised exponentially growth, with an estimated 23.5 million gigs worker projected 2029 and 30, opening door for flexibility and independence in the world. So on a global stage, the AR/VR market stands a beacon opportunity and projected created 230 million jobs worldwide. Right, India is still a robust growth trajectory, and it's played significant role in the renovation. So let's quickly jump and see what are the kind of jobs in the XR domain. Can be, create a metaverse architect, avatar clothing, or maybe designer, stylist, AR/VR software developers, 3D game designers, product manager, hardware. You can see all the listed in on the screen. These are the job profile we created in the XR domain, right? So now, before I hand it over session to the 𝗵𝗵𝗃, let's quickly try it out. This filter. This filter is prepared by one of our students who is graduated from our program, and let's quickly explore what this filter is all about. So for that, I request all of you, those who have a smartphone in hand, please open smartphone and open maybe camera or any QR scanner you have. Let's say I have in my camera, I'll directly go to the QR scanner and I'll scan this red QR code. Once you click on it, the link will appear. It will take you to the Instagram. Great. Now, the filter will appear on your mobile screen. Let me show you. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rahul garu చెప్పారు కదా, అంటే ఫ్రీలాన్స్ ఎకానమీ గురించి అది ఇంకా ఈజీగా తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే ఫ్రీలాన్స్ ఎకానమీ మీ సొంత బాస్, అంటే మీరు మీకు సొంత బాస్ లా ఉండేటట్టు అనమాట. అంటే ఒకే కంపెనీకి పూర్తిగా సమయం ఇచ్చేయకుండా ఆర్ ఒకే కంపెనీకి ఫుల్ టైం పనిచేయకుండా దాని బదులుగా మీరు వేరు క్లయింట్స్ వేరు ఉద్యోగాలు ఒకటేసారి చిన్న చిన్న ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ తో ఎలా చేయొచ్చు అనేది ఫ్రీలాన్స్ ఎకానమీ అన్నమాట. సో ఇట్స్ లైక్ హ్యావింగ్ అ బంచ్ ఆఫ్ స్మాల్ బిజినెసెస్ వేర్ యూ డిసైడ్ what work you want to do. That's nothing but freelance economy.
Great. Thanks, Deepika. So, as we were discussing about this QR code, I'm sure you must have scanned it. Let me show it to you right now. I think you can see there's my face and there is a frame, and here there are a couple of SDG goals, and I want you to, everybody, please scan it, and maybe you can click a picture and post your photo by tagging us 1&1B Foundation. Also do mention which SDG goal in the frame is, talking about, or sharing ideas or sharing comments, pointers, right? Please don't forget to follow our Instagram page, 1&1B Foundation. Once you tag us, we will repost from our page. Yeah, Deepika, maybe you can help me to translate this in Telugu. It would be really great.
Yes, Rahul garu cheppinattu try out AR filter ni try cheyandi, and try chesi 1&1B SDG మీరు చేసినప్పుడు ఆ ఫోటో తీసుకొని మమ్మల్ని ట్యాగ్ చేయండి, అండ్ మీ పోస్ట్ ని మళ్ళీ రీపోస్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ డూ దిస్, దట్ వుడ్ బి రియలీ గ్రేట్. Yes, Rahul, maybe you can go ahead.
Great. So yeah, this is from my side. We discussed about AR, VR, and definitely we'll be learning in more and upcoming sessions.
Great. Thank you so much, Rahul. So now oka chinna 5-minute break తీసుకుందాము. కంటిన్యూస్ గా కూర్చున్నారు కదా, కంప్లీట్లీ అండర్స్టాండబుల్. అంటే కొంచెం స్ట్రెచ్ చేసుకోండి, బాడీని స్ట్రెచ్ చేసుకోండి, 5 minutes బ్రేక్ తీసుకోండి. ప్లీజ్ ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వద్దు, ఇలాగే ఆన్ లో ఉంచుకోండి ల్యాప్టాప్స్ అంతా. డు నాట్ ఎగ్జిట్ ద సెషన్. జస్ట్ స్ట్రెచ్ యువర్ సెల్వ్స్. ఎవరైనా వాటర్ తాగాలంటే వాటర్ తాగండి. ఇది మధ్యాహ్నం ఒకటి కాబట్టి ఎవరికైనా ఆకలి వేస్తుంటే నో ప్రాబ్లం, గెట్ యువర్ ఫుడ్. యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ లంచ్ if you're very hungry. So just stretch yourselves, and meanwhile we will post a short student poll. Ajmeri, if you're here, can you help me post the student poll? So meanwhile our student poll ki meeru చూసి ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు while you are stretching. Just walk around, stretch your muscles and then come back. Exactly 5 minutes. ఇప్పుడు 12:51 కదా టైమ్. మళ్ళీ 12:55 ఓకే 12:56 కి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, నేను మాట్లాడేదే 1 minute అయిపోయింది. సో 12:56 కి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాము. So be here everyone. Just a second, I will share my screen. బ్రేక్ తీసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు మధ్యలో నేను కూడా కొంచెం మ్యూజిక్ పెడతాను మీకోసం, సో దట్ యూ డోంట్ ఎగ్జిట్.
Deepika, you can keep the previous slide on all students in case they haven't scanned it.
Okay, so 12:56. All of you come back. Please come back if you're not near the screen or near the system. While I invite my dear colleague Irene Manning. ఇప్పుడు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ సెషన్ అన్నమాట. అంటే ఇప్పటిదాకా మనం ఇంత టెక్నాలజీ, గ్రీన్ స్కిల్స్, గ్రీన్ జాబ్స్, ఇన్ని టర్మినాలజీస్ నేర్చుకున్నాం కదా. అసలు ఎలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది మన ఉద్యోగాలకి, రేపు పొద్దున మనం క్యాంపస్ ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ లో కూర్చున్నప్పుడు ఎలా యూజ్ అవుద్ది అని ఇంత నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఇంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం దాన్ని ఎంత ఇంటెలిజెంట్ గా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎంత జాగ్రత్తగా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, టు బి అ గుడ్ డిజిటల్ సిటిజన్ అనేది టాపిక్ మనకి ఐరీన్ గారు తీసుకొస్తున్నారు ఇప్పుడు. ఓవర్ టు యూ ఐరీన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Great, thank you so much, Deepika. And let's get started. As Deepika said, let's talk about how to be. I have a question for everyone, and you can write your answers in the chat. My question is, what do you think is one of the biggest pandemics of our times? So think about the last couple of years and think about pandemics and what comes to your mind right away. I'll give you a second to think about it. I know what comes to my mind right away, and that's COVID. Yes, yeah, exactly, COVID-19. But actually, there's a much bigger pandemic out there as well, which is fake news. Now, why do I call it a pandemic? So we're going to talk about why fake news, why do we think it's such a pandemic? But before we get there, doesn't it feel just like fake news is on the rise? So does anybody, I'd love to hear if anybody has any examples of fake news that they have experienced. You can write something in the chat, because I feel, especially during the coronavirus, there was a lot of fake news going around. I know I saw many messages saying, this is a cure, this is, you know, it came from a market in China. No, it came from a factory in China. A lot of fake news going around. And it's not just big things and small things. I have some examples here. This orange update at the bottom here comes from the brother of Virat Kohli. And there was some fake news going around saying that their mother was unwell, or that she, that was why Virat wasn't going to be playing in the upcoming test series. And his brother had to go out there and say, thank you for your concern, but actually this is a fake news. Our mother is totally fine. She's well. That's just a small example. Likewise, this government has no such plans update over here, right? So there was something going around that government was going to be changing tax laws, tax structure. And the government itself actually went out and said, no, this is a fake news. Okay. Yeah, so Dakshina says, purchasing fake medicines. Oh, and I lost my money while purchasing a product online. Yeah, actually that happened to a friend of mine as well. Exam results are fake news. Okay, I don't know about that, but yeah, fake news, yes, it's trying to make people believe something that isn't actually there. And so while fake news feels like it's been increasing, the data actually backs that up. So if you take a look at this chart, you can see that huge uptick in the amount of fake news that's been happening. And this chart ends in 2020. And it's not just English language, it's not just Hindi, it's all languages. So across India, fake news has been on the rise. And interesting that this graph cuts off in 2020, but we all know that's when COVID started. So I can only imagine that this line is continuing to go up and to the right, as they say. But another interesting fact about this graph is that really 2017 seems to be a year when it all of a sudden started to increase. And why might that be? Well, we were talking about AI, artificial intelligence, earlier, and 2017 is really the year when AI started to take off. And I think that a lot of the fake news is also being driven by the easy availability of AI. So we're going to play a game now, because AI is all about creating a reality that isn't really there, or can be about creating a reality that isn't really there. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and I'd love for you to tell me whether you think the picture is a real picture or an AI generated picture. So here's the first one. It's got some mountains, some fog, some trees. It looks like a beautiful place to visit. Do you think this is real picture or an AI generated picture? What's your thought? Quick hits in the chat. Just let me know. Hey guys, what do you think? Real or fake?
సో ఇది ఈ పిక్చర్ ఐరిన్ గారు చూపిస్తున్నారు కదా స్క్రీన్ మీద, అది రియలా ఫేకా అంటే నిజమా అబద్ధమా అనేది మీరు చెప్పాలి.
ఓకే, సో
చూడడానికి సారీ
no go ahead Deepika.
సో అంటే ఈ పిక్చర్ చూడడానికి నాకైతే రియల్ గానే అనిపిస్తుంది. చూడండి, లెట్స్ సీ వాట్ ద చాట్ సేస్.
Yeah, so almost everybody has gotten this correct. Yeah. This is an AI generated picture, not an actual picture. Although it looks so pretty, I might want to visit there anyhow. Okay, what do you think about this second picture, number 2? Is this a real picture or a fake picture? What do you think? You guys were so good with the last one. Let me know what you think about this one. Okay, I got one vote for fake. Fake, okay. Yeah, everybody's honing in on that this is also a fake picture. Actually, this is not a fake picture. It's a real picture. This is the Apple headquarters in California. It looks like it's a fake picture. In fact, it looks to me almost like a flying saucer above their heads, but this is an actual picture of how the Apple campus looks in California. Amazing but true. Okay, now some friends having a lunch here and looking at their phone. Real picture or fake picture? What do you think? Take a look. Okay, Vishwas, you're always first out of the gate with your guesses. Okay, so I got some fake, I got some real. What do you guys think? Real. I mean, it looks good, right? What are they having for lunch? I'm feeling hungry. Actually, this is also a fake AI generated photo. So it's easy to see how confusing it can be or how difficult it is to tell. Okay, next couple ones, I'm going to show you two side-by-sides. One is a real picture and one is a fake picture, and you have to guess. So which one do you think is the real picture? Is it 4A or 4B? Which one is the real picture, the other picture being the AI generated picture? 4A or 4B, real picture, which one? They're both making me feel hungry, I gotta tell you that much. Okay, the real picture, somebody says, yeah, exactly. B, okay, B, A real, B fake. A real, B fake. Okay, A, oh, okay, so guess what? B is the real picture. A is the AI generated picture. Okay, next one, two ladies side by side. A or B, which one is the real picture? Picture A or picture B? I found this one a little easy to figure out, but only because I was really looking. That's the thing about these photos is if nobody tells you and you just look at these two ladies, you'll think, oh, they're both real pictures, right? They both look, whatever, they're happy, but one of them is not. So which one is the real one? What do you guys think? And this is the hard part about artificial intelligence and why it's leading to this fake news revolution. So, yes, Prashanthi, yes, correct. A is the AI, B is the real picture. Okay, last one, two sets of headphones. Some wooden headphones and some whatever, high-tech headphones. And that has nothing to do with which one is real and which one is fake. So which one of these, A or B, which picture do you think is the real headset? Final guess. You guys must be using these kinds of headphones every day. You got any idea?
This is tricky, Irene.
Yeah, this one is trickiest of all. And I'll tell you why, Deepika. They're both AI generated. It's a trick question. Neither of these is a real photo. One might look more realistic. In my opinion, B looks more realistic. They're both AI generated photos. So this is really showing and demonstrating how difficult and how easy it might be to fall for fake news. We know that fake news has been in the news a lot lately. It's caught the attention of the news media. It's caught the attention of the government. The Prime Minister has expressed his concerns over something called deep fakes. The Union Minister, Chandrasekhar, has also spoken out about deep fakes. And this is a form of AI. But what exactly is a deep fake? You may not be knowing. So let's have a discussion real quick on what is a deep fake. So a deep fake is nothing more than the use of AI where you take a photo, a video, or an audio track, and you manipulate it such that it sounds like a normal, it's like those photos we just saw. They look like normal photos, but actually they're AI generated, and they may be showing someone saying something or doing something they did not actually do. So in other words, what is a deep fake? It's fake news. Hence the name fake in the name deep fake. And how are they generated? Well, they're generated by AI programs. You feed in a lot of data about, let's say, someone famous like the Prime Minister or a president or a celebrity. And over time, that AI can predict how will that person move, how will that person look, how will that person talk. This is what a deep fake is. And I have a video that I'm going to share right now that's going to, hold on, let me see how I do this.
Irene, while you are playing the video,
Yes.
I'll just explain, translate it. So basically, deepfake ante Irene garu cheppinattu మనం AI ఇప్పటిదాకా నేర్చుకున్నాం కదా, AI అంటే ఏంటి అనేది. ఈ AI ని wherever image or recording ఉంటుంది కదా, దాన్ని స్లైట్ గా మార్చేసి దాన్ని సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక తల తీసి వేరే వాళ్ళ తల పెట్టడము, అలాంటి డిఫరెన్స్ స్లైట్ గా చేంజ్ చేసేసి వేరే వాళ్ళని మిస్రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేటట్టు, లేదా వేరే వాళ్ళు ఏదో చెప్తున్నట్టు కానీ వాళ్ళు చెప్పరు, కానీ వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నట్టు వాయిస్ మార్చి చేయడం అనేది డీప్ ఫేక్ అన్నమాట. అండ్ ఇన్ సింపుల్ ఐరీన్ గారు చెప్పినట్టు ఇట్స్ ఫేక్ న్యూస్, నిజం కాదు కదా. యా,
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ.
ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అనేది ఎంత భయంకరమో రష్మిక మందాన డీప్ ఫేక్ మార్ఫింగ్ వీడియోల ద్వారా అందరికీ తెలిసి వచ్చింది. తనను కుటుంబం మరియు స్నేహితులు సపోర్ట్ చేశారని, సంతోషంగా ఉన్నానని, ఇదే ఘటన కాలేజ్ లేదా స్కూల్లో చదువుతున్నప్పుడు జరిగితే అనే సందేహాన్ని వెలిబుచ్చింది. అది కూడా నిజమే కదా. టెక్నాలజీపై అంతగా అవగాహన లేని వాళ్లకు ఇది డీప్ ఫేక్ టెక్నాలజీ అని అర్థమయ్యేలా చెప్పడం ఎలా? అసలు డీప్ ఫేక్ టెక్నాలజీ అంటే ఏంటి? వాయిస్ క్లోనింగ్ టెక్నాలజీ ద్వారా కేవలం 4 సెకండ్ల ఒరిజినల్ ఆడియోతో ఫుల్ ఆడియోను రూపొందించే అవకాశం ఉండటం మనం చూస్తున్నాం. ప్రధాని మోదీ వాయిస్ తో ఎన్ని పాటలు వచ్చాయో చూసాం కదా. అదే మాదిరిగా డీప్ ఫేక్ వీడియో ద్వారా నిండు దుస్తుల్లో ఉన్నవారిని కూడా దుస్తులు లేనట్లుగా ఎడిట్ చేసే అవకాశం ఉందంటున్నారు. ఎవరి ఫోటో అయినా, ఎలాంటి వీడియో అయినా ఈ టెక్నాలజీ ద్వారా మార్ఫింగ్ చేయవచ్చు. బాగా తరిచి చూస్తే తప్ప అది డీప్ ఫేక్ అని కనిపెట్టలేరు. చూడగానే
Okay, so you got the idea about what deep fake might be, I hope. Let me go back to my presentation real quick.
Meanwhile, ఐరీన్ గారు ప్రెజెంట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు చాట్ లో పెట్టండి. రీసెంట్ గా మనం చాలా న్యూస్ చూస్తున్నాం కదా డీప్ ఫేక్ ది. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ కేమ్ అక్రాస్ ఎనీ రీసెంట్ న్యూస్, డీప్ ఫేక్ న్యూస్, ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద చాట్ బాక్స్. ఓవర్ టు యు, ఐరీన్.
Okay, actually, I have one more video I'd like to share. And this is, again, instead of showing the photos side by side, this is going to show a video side by side. So let me just share that video as well. Whoops. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft.
The video is lagging.
Oops.
I think it'll play well now. Just try now.
Should I try it again?
You could just try it again. I think the first time it lags and second time it comes.
Let me try.
Yeah, play.
Can be done in a way that none of those failures of the past would recur because just the physics of how it's built.
This is deep fake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing. It took around 72 hours to create this example from scratch using extremely powerful GPU. It could improve with more computing time, but 90% people cannot tell the difference.
Okay, so if you didn't catch what he said 90% of the people cannot tell the difference. Oh my gosh, hold on. Between the first video, which was the real Bill Gates, and the second video, which was the AI generated Bill Gates. Okay, so now I have one last video for you. And that is for you to decide whether you think this last video is a real case of, oh, this video URL isn't supported. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if I can play it for my presentation. Oh, what happened? Hold on 1 second, I lost my presentation.
Meanwhile, we also got the poll results. Ajmeri shared it with me, Siddharth shared it with me. Interesting, yeah. So AI, AR, VR, like 53% of you voted for, you would love to learn, AI, AR, VR as a part of green skills. And second best vote is for problem solving, and third stands project management. Great, great results.
Nice, great. Okay, let's see if this works. So here's a video of the master blaster himself.
Have you played the videos? No.
Yeah, can you hear it? Can you see it?
It's not showing played.
Yeah, I can't share a Twitter video on the platform. Okay, then I think let's move on. So this video, you can take a look at it afterwards. It's on Sachin Tendulkar's Twitter feed.
Would you like me to share it? I can just
if it's possible. Yeah, can you just share it in the chat?
Yeah, I have shared the Twitter link in the chat.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I want you to take a look, and even in this picture that you can see, so this, by the way, is a deep fake video. You can see how smooth his skin on his face looks. And if you look at a photo of him, he has some, wrinkles. I mean, he's getting older, right? He doesn't look as young as he used to. And he actually came out on Twitter and said, I'm very disturbed because this is a fake video of me. And he said, I request everyone please report these types of videos. On top of that, these kinds of videos, as I mentioned earlier, are catching the attention of the government. And, as Minister Chandrasekhar said, damaging forms of misinformation, and they need to be dealt with by platforms. So there is some debate about how do we deal with deepfake videos? How do we tell what's good or what's not? Now, a deepfake can be dangerous, and I have some examples of some famous deepfakes that have happened over the last 1 year. But I'd like to ask all of you in the chat to share, what do you think some scenarios would be where a deep fake could be used in a dangerous way? I have some ideas, but I'd like to hear what kind of ideas you might have. And I put a couple of photos here so you can think about it. Yes, I'm a big Sachin fan as well. And what kind of ways do you think a deep fake could be used in a dangerous way? Let me hear what you have to say. Does anybody have any ideas?
Just to also translate.
Yes, thank you.
So Irene is asking, Irene garu adugutunnaru that ee scenarios chustunar kada, where what are some of those scenarios? Ante meer emanna scenarios chusara where deep fake chala dangerous scenarios emanna chusara ani adugutunnaru. So if any of you have seen, please put it up in the chat box.
Or not even seen, just thinking about how it might be used. Anybody have any ideas? I've got one that I can share, which is this bottom picture here, right? You can see this one. Yes. So what about the Lok Sabha elections? Yeah, I agree. That's a real risk, actually. In fact, this bottom picture here is exactly about a government. This is the president of Ukraine. And a video came out saying that he wanted the Ukraine army to surrender in their war against Russia. And actually, that was a deep fake video made by the Russians to trick the army of Ukraine into stop fighting. And he immediately went out with his own video to say, no, that wasn't me. This is a deep fake. And I don't want the army to surrender. I want the army to, keep on fighting. And when you look at those two pictures, you can sort of see like his shoulders look kind of different on the green shirt, and it doesn't look quite right. It's one of the tells of a deep fake. Okay, anybody have any ideas? I'm going to share my ideas. My first one is also like the one that came up in the chat, which is use of deep fake in elections. I think it's very easy and very easy to think about ways that it can be used. It can also be used in blackmailing people, like this 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 video. They could have sent it to her and said, we're going to release this if you don't pay us money. It can create conflict. It can cause upheaval when people believe a deepfake video and start acting accordingly. Sometimes some crazy things can happen in the world. So be thinking about why deepfakes might be dangerous. And let's also talk about how to spot a deepfake. So I'm not going to go through each of these individually, but as you already saw with the pictures, with the videos, sometimes it's very, very hard to tell. There are some small ways, like I mentioned about the previous pictures of the president of Ukraine. Somehow that shoulders area, it just looked a little strange to me. I couldn't really say. Or those pictures, two pictures of sandwiches on a plate. How do I know which one? If I really took the time and effort, I might be able to find some differences or some irregularities. So a lot of things are things like facial expressions or body language. Maybe they don't come across very well. Edge flickering, which means where my shoulder hits the background behind me might be a little distorted. The other one is that out of phase lip syncing, where the audio and the video are not aligned, as I found with that Bill Gates video. But they're very small. These differences are small. They're hard to miss. So if we can't figure out easily how to tell the difference, maybe what we need to do is figure out first, how do we even get our fake news? So this is a survey that was done last year, and it's talking about indicators of fake news among news consumers in India. And so what does it tell us about how we receive fake news? What kind of fake news? So the first thing is that most people seem to receive fake news through messaging apps or word of mouth, right? So you get something, it's forwarded like, 5 times, 6 times, and some fake news will be there. Oftentimes too, fake news, if you go outside to look in the newspaper or look online, you can find no evidence of whatever this might be. In fact, sometimes, like this Sachin Tendulkar example, it will actually say this is a fake news. Also, there are some phishing schemes. Click here to learn more about this particular incident. Sometimes you'll see news stories coming back up. Maybe it was news 3 years ago and they're just recycling that news again to create some disturbance, some outrage. And then of course this sensationalized news, which I think that video of, what's her name? 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 is a perfect example. So these are all ways in which we get our fake news. So if we know that these are the ways in which we get our fake news or the characteristics of the fake news that we get, what are the things that we can do? Okay, so this is our checklist. The first and foremost is if most of the fake news that we get is not actually backed by actual news sources, the first thing you should do is check news sources. Okay, so when you receive a forward, when you hear somebody telling you, oh my gosh, I heard this, I saw this video, right? Go out and search for it yourself. Go online, open a new browser. Go, is this news being reported in all the major news outlets? Is Times of India saying this? Is the Hindu saying this, right? Are World BBC, are they saying this, right? So a very good way is to say, how do I know that this news is real or not real? For example, going back to green skills, right? And the way that green skills are being used in the marketplace today, a lot of companies will say, oh, we're We're focused on sustainability. We're focused on the environment. Those are things that are easy to, that's called greenwashing when they say they do it, but they're not actually doing it. So for example, in the fashion industry, where I'm pretty passionate about, trying to stop the use of fast fashion, a lot of companies will go out and say, oh yes, our supply chain is very green, we do this, we recycle, we use, right? But all of that is easy to check online, right? So just because somebody goes out and says something doesn't make it so, right? In order to really know if news is real or news is fake, it's a good time to go out and check those news sources across multiple news sources. And you may find out that although the company says they're doing these recycling activities, maybe they're not, okay? The other thing, and I'm gonna wrap this up quickly, but first of all, if you see a news source that makes you feel very passionate, it gets you super angry, or it gets you super worried, that's also a tell for fake news. Because fake news is sometimes designed to elicit outrage. Okay, so if something gets you overly excited, again, maybe it's a fake news. Now, if we have all of these ways of detecting fake news and checking whether it's true, what should we do once we find a fake news? Once we find a deep fake, whether it's a photo, whether it's a video, whether it's just a news article, is first of all, do not forward, okay? I know it came from your grandmother or it came from your uncle and you love them and you trust them, but you need to go back to them and say, hey, by the way, I checked out that story and this is a fake news. Please delete it from the group. And you can go in the group and say, hey guys, please don't forward this on. It's a fake news, okay? And of course, most social media platforms today have excellent reporting tools where you can go and say, I've received this forward and I believe it contains fake news. Can you please check it and try to stop the further spread of fake news like this? Now, this is just one of the many skills that you need to be thinking about when you think about the use of technology. We talked about AI, we talked about AR, VR, we talked about amazing opportunities in green skills. And what I really want you to say is there are many different ways of implementing digital safety, digital citizenship. Being aware of fake news is one of them. I'm going to come back once you enroll in this program, and we're going to talk about other ways in which we can keep ourselves safe, yet embrace technology for all of the sustainable opportunities that it provides to us. Deepika, that's all from my side. So
great.
Thank you so much.
Summarize, Irene, can you put the presentation on? Oh, okay, no problem. Just to summarize, translate chesi quick గా summarize చేస్తానండి ఐరీన్ గారు చెప్పింది. Then next steps చెప్తాను అసలు ఏంటి అనేది. సో సింపుల్ అంటే వ్యాలిడేట్ అన్నారు కదా, అంటే ఇంత ఫేక్ న్యూస్, ఇంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం వాట్సాప్ రెగ్యులర్ గా యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం, మనకి ఏవేవో ఫార్వర్డ్ వస్తాయి, ఏమేమో మెసేజెస్ వస్తున్నాయి. సో ఇందులో హౌ కెన్ బి డిఫరెన్షియేట్ అనమాట, అంటే ఫేక్ న్యూస్ ఏది, నిజం న్యూస్ ఏది, ఫేక్ ఫోటో ఏది, రియల్ ఫోటో ఏది అని తెలుసుకోవడానికి ఐరీన్ గారు చెప్పిన చెక్ లిస్ట్ ఈజ్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనమాట. అట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే మీకు ఒక ఫార్వర్డ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వాట్సాప్ లో కానీ ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ లో కానీ ఎక్కడన్నా కానీ మీరు ఒక ఫోటో చూసినప్పుడు, ఒక న్యూస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు, ఆ న్యూస్ ని మీరు ఫార్వర్డ్ వేరే వాళ్ళకి ఊరికే కళ్ళు మూసుకొని ఫార్వర్డ్ చేసేసే కన్నా ఫస్ట్ దాన్ని అసలు అది నిజమా అబద్ధమా, ఆ న్యూస్ ఇప్పటి న్యూసా లేదా 10 ఏళ్ల క్రితం న్యూసా, ఆ క్వశ్చన్ సో ఆస్క్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అనమాట. అంటే ఆ న్యూస్ విని, ఆ ఫోటో ఏదైతే ఫార్వర్డ్ అయిందో ఆ మెసేజ్ చూసి మీకు భయం వేస్తుందా, కోపం వస్తుందా, మీరు అప్సెట్ గా ఉన్నారా, అసలు ఇలాంటి ఇమోషన్స్ అంతా చెక్ చేసుకుని జస్ట్ గూగుల్కి వెళ్ళి వెతకండి. ఈ న్యూస్ అసలు నిజంగానే ఉంటే, అది నిజం న్యూస్ అయితే, ప్రెసెంట్ న్యూస్ అయితే మీకు ఇమీడియట్ గా గూగుల్లో వచ్చేస్తుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, లేదు అంటే మీకు ఫస్ట్ సర్చ్ రిజల్ట్స్ లో మీకు కనిపించదు, రైట్? సో ఇలాంటి చిన్న చిన్న ట్రిక్స్ యూజ్ చేసి కొంచెం లాజికల్ గా థింక్ చేసి దెన్ you forward the message. అప్పుడు మీరు ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయండి లేదా అప్పుడు మీరు షేర్ చేయండి. లేదు అంటే అక్కడికక్కడ ఆపేసి మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కో ఎవరైతే ఫార్వర్డ్ చేశారో లేదు మీ పేరెంట్ అయి ఉంటారు ఎవరైనా సరే వాళ్ళకి తెలియకపోవచ్చు కదా వాళ్ళకి చెప్పండి ఓకే ఇది ఫేక్ న్యూస్ ఇది కరెక్ట్ మెసేజ్ కాదు ప్లీజ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయొద్దు అని మీరు అక్కడికక్కడే కట్ చేసేయచ్చు అనమాట. సో అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ట్రై టు రిపోర్ట్ ఇట్. ఏదైతే ప్లాట్ఫామ్ వచ్చిందో ఆ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ఒరిజినల్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా వాళ్ళకి వెళ్ళి చెప్పండి దట్ ఇలాంటి ఫేక్ న్యూస్ స్ప్రెడ్ చేస్తున్నారు మీరు చూసుకోండి ఓకే ఆ రెస్పెక్టివ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ కి. సో that is the summarized version of what Irene has explained so far. Hopefully, thank you so much, Irene. It was amazing to hear you speak, and hopefully all of you benefited out of it. I'll quickly share my screen as to what are the next steps. Intatto ee session almost అయిపోవచ్చిందండి. Before I hand it over to Aneep, who will take you forward to the launch. అంటే ఒక గేమిఫైడ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనేది ఉంది మనకి. నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్స్ మీరు ఈమెయిల్లో కూడా చూస్తుంటారు కదా దట్ యాజ్ అ నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ ఒక మిషన్ ఒక ఛాలెంజ్ అనేది ఉంది. ఆ ఛాలెంజ్ అసలు నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్స్ ఏంటి అనేది బ్రీఫ్ గా చెప్పి నేను అనీప్ గారికి ఇస్తాను. హూ విల్ టేక్ యూ త్రూ ద ప్లాట్ఫామ్. అసలు లాంచ్ అనేది ఏం ప్లాట్ఫామ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి నెక్స్ట్ మీరు ఏం ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు అనేది చెప్తారు. దాని తర్వాత వి విల్ ఇన్వైట్ శ్రీకాంత్ సార్. సో వాట్స్ నెక్స్ట్? సో నెక్స్ట్ మీరు సేమ్ మీకు టాస్క్ నుండి సర్క్యులర్ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చినట్టు సిమిలర్ వే వీ విల్ బి సెండింగ్ యూ అనదర్ ఈమెయిల్ ఆర్ అ సర్క్యులర్ ఫ్రమ్ టాస్క్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ ఆల్ ద డీటెయిల్స్. అంటే నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ అసలు ఏం చేయొచ్చు అప్కమింగ్ లేటెస్ట్ ఒక చిన్న ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఫామ్ పంపిస్తాము. ఆ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ సబ్మిట్ చేసినాక మీరు ఈ సర్టిఫికెట్స్ ఆఫ్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ ఇంత ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గా ఇంత పేషెన్స్ గా మీరు కూర్చొని చూస్తున్నారు కదా మీ టైం కానీ రిసోర్సెస్ కానీ వేస్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఉండడానికి మేము ఒక చిన్న ఈ సర్టిఫికెట్ ఆఫ్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ మిమ్మల్ని రికగ్నైజ్ చేస్తూ ఇస్తాము వన్స్ యూ కంప్లీట్ ద ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఫామ్. దాని తర్వాత 2 ట్రాక్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. సో ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ సెషన్ ఈ సెషన్ లో కూడా మీరు చూసారు కదా క్రియేటర్స్ ట్రాక్ ఉంది సస్టైనబిలిటీ ట్రాక్ ఉంది. అంటే క్రియేటర్స్ అంటే మెటావర్స్ ఏఐ ఏఆర్ విఆర్ గురించి అంతా తెలుసుకున్నారు కదా అది దానికి సెపరేట్ గా ఒక ట్రాక్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం. అంటే కొంతమంది కంప్లీట్లీ దాని గురించి నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటారు కొంతమంది ఫుల్ సస్టైనబిలిటీ గ్రీన్ జాబ్స్ కోర్ సస్టైనబిలిటీ గురించి నేర్చుకుందాం అనుకుంటారు. సో యు ఆర్ ఫ్రీ టు చూస్ ఈదర్ ఆఫ్ ద ట్రాక్స్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ అంటే మీకు రెండు నేర్చుకోవాలని ఉంటే ఫీల్ ఫ్రీ టు చూస్ బోత్ ద ట్రాక్స్. సో అది వన్స్ యూ చూస్ ద ట్రాక్ యూ విల్ బి గివెన్ అ ఛాలెంజ్ ఆన్ launch which my friend and colleague will take you through the platform. Once you complete the challenge you will be selected for the further part of the program anamata. So adandi with this I would like to end my part and then I will hand it over to Aneep to take you through the launch. And Aneep, after Aneep, we will invite Shrikant sir to share his thoughts. Aneep, over to you.
Yeah, Deepika. Yeah, thanks. Just one question. I was wondering if one student can take up both the tracks also, or they have to choose one?
They can. Like as stated, like if they are very interested, if they really love to learn both, let them go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Deepika. So yeah, I'll start sharing my screen now. So again, so I see that the recording has been on for like over 150 minutes. So we thank all the participants, for their extreme patience and very active participation. Also, we are almost towards the end of the session now, where we take a look at the launch platform, right? So what I'll request my team members to do is share the link to the platform first in the group chat so that all of you can access it. This is a platform where there are a lot of competitions and there are a lot of challenges, exciting events happening for school, college students and faculty also. This platform, there are going to be missions and challenges coming up for the participants of Green Skills Academy also. So you can see the link in the address bar here. It's called flaunch.io, FLAUNCH.io, and you will find that in the chat also, right? And then, so once you come to the platform, you can register on the platform just like registration on any other platform. So you can put in your name. Just to give you a sample, right? So you can put in your name, you can put in your email ID, you can set in your password, give your phone number. You have to select whether you are in school or college. So I select I am in college. You can select others, right? Enter your institute name, and then here you have to select I am a student. So then you'll be able to select if you are an undergraduate student, which year, and then if you are a postgraduate student, what are you pursuing? And then click sign up. You can also sign in with Google or Facebook. And then again, the customary procedure of receiving a verification link on your email, verifying it, and then logging on to the platform, right? So just to walk you through when you sign into the platform, what will appear. So once I sign into the platform, this is something that I'll see. So this is called a user dashboard. And again, all of these details will be shared with you later on also. So, but again, I'm pretty sure, right? If you are used to signing up on websites, you should be able to figure your way around the platform. But if you are new to registering yourselves on website, we'll be sharing detailed steps with you also. So once you log into the platform, this is something that you will see. It's called the user dashboard. And you will see under latest challenges, 2 challenges which are active or live right now. One is the Green Skills Academy Sustainability Track, and the other is Green Skills Academy Creators of Metaverse, or the AR/VR track. To attempt any of these challenges, you click on Know More. So you'll see the overview and you'll see what are the start dates. So it starts today, it ends on 10th of March, and it's free of cost for all the participants, right? So you click on Enroll. Once you do that, you get a notification that you have successfully enrolled. And then you go back to your dashboard, and you will see the under enrolled challenges, the sustainability track appearing here, right? So when I click on submit, it will pop up, and then I will see all the questions appearing here, right? So again, I'll give you a brief overview of the questions also. But again, one thing that I would want to point out is that these missions will have some questions which we might not have discussed in today's session, because again, these evaluations are not like exams. They are more like a part of your learning, right? So you have the access to the internet, you have access to all the generative AI tools that we talked about. You can reach out to your facilitators, you can reach out to the 1M1B team, right? And we'll be able to, we'll be happy to help also, right? So please make sure that you learn also while you are attempting these questions. So in both the tracks, there will be 8 multiple choice questions. So let's say the first question in this is, which of these is an example of green skill? Sustainability focuses on which of these technologies is used in renewable energy? What does circular economy refer to? So we'll have 8 multiple choice questions. And after that, we will have a few subjective, more detailed questions also, right? 4 to be very specific. So the first question that we have is, we need to look out for existing use cases. So in sustainability, you will need to search for how is technology being used to achieve sustainability, right? If you are choosing the AR/VR track, you will have the option of looking out for how is AR/VR being used currently around the world, right? And then all the details are given to you. So you have to identify a few videos, take a look at those videos, identify, like what are the good things happening with these technologies, what are some of the limitations or challenges. And then once you have done your analysis, we are inviting you to submit your response in form of a video, right? So you can record a short video, which can be like 2 to 3 minutes long, upload it on Google Drive, make sure that you provide open access, and share the link with us here in the answer box. Right? But then again, because we understand that some of you might not be comfortable or might not be familiar with recording videos, so you have disclaimers here also, right? If you are not comfortable with recording videos, you cannot appear in the video. That's one option. So you can have like a presentation going or have some graphics going. That's one way to record a video. Or if you do not know how to record a video, if you're not familiar with the tools, let's say if you don't have a laptop or a mobile phone, right? So you can also share your response with us in form of a Word document or a poster or a PPT also, right? So you have that flexibility also. So first question is on identifying how is technology being used. Second question is on ideating, right? So we have broken it down into different steps. One is to understand what is happening around us. The second part is to think about what can happen around us, right? So that's where we have, think of a problem that you see around yourself, right? Maybe in your community, waste disposal, a lot of people mentioned, pollution was something. One participant mentioned increasing digital divide also, right? So think about all of these problems and then think how can technology be used to solve this problem, right? And focus on a sustainability related problem. And then again, similar procedure, record a video. If not comfortable with video, feel free to submit a responses in other format also. Second question, right? We move on. Third question is about creating a poster, right? So again, this is something that, again, all of these questions do not need you to be an engineer or a doctor or an environmentalist. These are just like basic, like skills of problem solving, association, and then, communication also. So third question is about poster designing. So create a poster where you advocate about sustainability using technology or AR, VR for technology. Upload your PDF file here. And the last and the final question invites you to become an educator, right? So imagine that just like we have shared our experiences with you today, you have been invited to share your experiences at a middle school in your community. So you are supposed to follow the instructions and create a small presentation and share the PDF of the presentation with us here, right? So again, from my experience, I think that this whole mission should take you like around 1 day to do research, put together all the responses and figure it out. For some people, it might take lesser time. For some people, it might take more time. But then again, you have time till 10th of March. So make sure that you attempt this. Reach out to us if you have any questions. I will request my team to share the email ID where students can post queries if you have any issues in registration, if you have any issues in questions. So reach out to us. And then please make sure that while you attempt these questions, you keep learning also, right? And yeah, I think that's it from my side on Flaunch platform. Deepika, if you want to summarize it, please feel free.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anip. I think that was pretty much clear. I think we will also share, in the interest of time, we will share a guide as well to all of them in the upcoming circular. So with this, we come to the end of the session almost, and I would love to invite Shrikant Sir, Chief Executive Officer of TASK Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge, who is again one of our biggest supporters of 1M1B Green Skills Academy. So this academy is live, if I have to say, in Telangana because of some important dignitaries, and one of the dignitaries is Shrikant Sir. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Deepika and Anip, for this wonderful thing, and Irene and everyone else for helping our students understand the entire thing. And Deepika, I think not a dignitary, but a partner, because I think this is something which is very, very important. And this can only be, the problem is so large, it can only be solved by working collaboratively. And that's where we are. So at the outset, I would like to thank, 1M1B, of course, and Flaunch, and all the other partners involved, including your partners like IBM, Meta, etc., who have been helping 1M1B as a CSR partner itself. And of course, 1M1B's program, this Green Academy, is completely your program, and we are doing a fantastic job in ensuring that. And I think the students over here are quite fortunate that the first academy itself is being set up here in Telangana, and the program launch has happened by none other than the person who's driving change over here in Telangana itself, Shri Jayesh Ranjan, the Honorable Principal Secretary for IT, E&C and Industries. Dear students, college management, I think you have taken the first step today by being present on this call itself, which actually shows us that yes, you are wanting to incorporate these kind of skills in your students so that they are better prepared for the future. Whatever we went today through this orientation was extremely helpful, especially, identifying fake, which Irene covered, was so simple and easy to understand. Similarly, the concept of sustainability and everything else, the way it was explained, I'm sure a lot of students would have benefited from it. In fact, Deepika, I think, though the actual numbers are yet to come in, but I think more than over 5,000 plus students were there across Telangana who benefited from this program today. And I might be quite wrong, it'll be much, much more also, because I was just having a look at some of the photographs where the college, and that is what needs to be appreciated about our students and the youth in Telangana, that some of the tribal welfare, social welfare colleges, they are projecting it in the hall itself, and all the girls are sitting on the ground, on the floor, and dedicatedly taking notes, which really makes me extremely happy, because I think we also need to ensure that the future generation understands all this and are able to actually look at these problems and come up with a solution. And the way Aneep has told, using Flaunch platform, recording a video or designing a poster, all these things are something which normally the creativity of our youth can actually be harnessed over there. It can be channelized over there. And all our youth are extremely, they would be able to do it. In fact, a lot of, I'm sure our students, like others, would be preparing reels and other things also. And this is nothing but something that you feel passionate about and you would like to share with others and come up with a solution. And that is what will be most important. I think task, Government of Telangana, and of course the new leadership, etc., is all aligned, and we will put our weight behind this program. Jayesh also has assured you that. And in fact, the best part is that not only has he put his weight behind the program, but he also wants to review this program periodically so that we can course correct whenever it is required and get his inputs also as we move ahead. When we talk about what does this program offer, I think you're already aware of it, but I would like to highlight one thing, that people who are able to do this, complete the Flaunch program, do the self-paced learning also, and come up with solutions, the chance of representing Telangana, the youth of Telangana, at the United Nations is a very, very rare opportunity. I don't think too many people will be able to get that opportunity. Therefore, each one of you should struggle and try hard. And there are so many problems. See, if we were in US, you'd have to go out of your lab, etc., or your college or your institution 60, 70 kilometers to come across a problem. But here, if we just open our windows or see outside, there are so many problems which are waiting to be solved, right? I, for one, talk about, e-waste. We are generating so much of e-waste. Can you come up with some technology solutions which helps us recycle, refurbish, reuse, and then only, dispose of our e-waste? Can we do something like that? Can some of you come up with solutions on protection of the environment? There are so many people today who are planting trees. Harita Haram was a project that ran over here. Can we look at how it can control greenhouse gases? Can we, look at carbon footprint and create a small tool which helps everyone understand while they are on the go as to what carbon footprint they have actually done and how many trees they have to plant, or what can they do to offset it? There are so many things that can be done. Only thing is, we need to focus and do that. At the end, I think this is a wonderful opportunity, and I would urge all these students to take up this opportunity and benefit from this program. The team from 1M, 1B, the team from Task is there to help you, support you. And in case any one of you is working in the space of persons with disabilities, you have a challenge over there. I myself will be personally interested in mentoring you, helping you crystallize your solution to take it forward. This is, this entire activity has been created to build your skills. So please, please, please take maximum advantage of it and enjoy this learning process. It's a time-based process. I think it's important for us to follow schedules, ensure that we don't end up being deadline chasers, right? We have this habit of, procrastination. We keep on delaying till the last date come. My humble request to you is please don't delay it till the last minute. And just to end, we would also like to say that, this is a very, very unique opportunity. And I would, like to congratulate each one of you for taking up this first step of being part of this program. And may your learning journey, as well as, taking this entire thing where you become future leaders in ensuring that a green, clean, sustainable earth is left for the future generations. On that note, I would like to thank once again 1M1B, Flaunch, and all the partners of 1M1B. I would like to thank all college management, students, TPOs, principals of all the colleges, all faculty members who took out time to be on this program today. And of course, not forgetting the task team who helped orchestrate this entire thing. And Deepika, you for not only doing the orchestration of the program, but also doing the translation so aptly. Chala bagundi. And at the end, I would just like to say thanks to everyone and happy learning. Thank you very much. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you very much, sir. So beautifully placing the cherry on the top and for your greatest support. So, chala bagundi. Yes. Thank you so much. So, my dear lovely students who are watching this, congratulations, as sir said, and as sir said, this is a learning to be enjoyed. Enjoy this entire learning journey at the Green Skills Academy. Hope to see all of you, joining the next steps and going through the Flaunch missions, as Aneep stated. So let us use our green skills and all the learnings that my colleagues have explained to you in this session to grow a better future in all our communities, mana communities lo, mana villages lo, manakunna problems chala unnayi. Aa problems ni ee skills use cheskuntu solve cheyagalite manakanna greatest hero evvaru leru. So ఇది మనకు కాదు, మనకొక్కరికే కాదు, మనకి, మన ఫ్యూచర్ జనరేషన్ కి, మన పిల్లలకి, మన గ్రాండ్ చిల్డ్రన్ కి, ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్ we will be standing strong as a pillar to create or to help Telangana achieve net zero, as Jayesh sir mentioned, way before 2030. Thank you so much. With this, we will conclude the session. Thank you. And applause. Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be normal.
All right, 68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up.
It's orange! Oh my God! Decollage! Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go. Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. Keep that. We don't need any more of these.
कहानियां तो बस चलती जाती, यही तो कहानियों की खास बात होती। क्रश से लेकर प्यार की, दोस्ती से लेकर तकरार की, क्रश में ब्लश करने से लेकर प्यार के खुमार की। ये दोस्ती, ये प्यार, इन्हीं से तो बनते हैं पल, इन्हीं से तो बनती है कहानी।
देखिए क्रश्ड
सिर्फ Amazon मिनी टीवी ऐप पे
अभी डाउनलोड कीजिए।
Unstoppable journeys are everywhere. We're not talking about famous victories or world records. We're talking about everyday journeys. Your small ones and your big ones. From keeping an entire fleet moving on land or at sea, to readying your customers for the road ahead. At Gulf, we're always finding ways to support life's unstoppable journeys. Gulf, together we're unstoppable.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting day at Starship. Oh my word. Yeah, okay. Alex Art, that's the rocket for you all in the fog, because it's very helpful. We no expense spared on our graphics team here, as you can now see where the rocket is, thanks to Alex's amazing drawing. Thank you, Alex. That's amazing. Right. Starbase. So it's wet dress rehearsal day. It's basically, how can I be serious about a wet dress rehearsal with that on the screen? Okay, right, better. We've basically got a wet dress rehearsal attempt 2 today. They tried it earlier in the week, and we got as far as a small liquid oxygen load on the ship first, which was weird. And then they stopped, and then they gave up on it, and they're going to try again today. So today will be like launch day. That's what wet dress rehearsals are. They are basically all the controls on panel. They will go through an entire countdown. They will fuel the vehicle, and then they will go to a T0 without the engines igniting. And we'll probably get a water deluge test like last time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through a full dress rehearsal for the launch day of the 3rd flight of Starship with Booster 10 and Ship 28. Thankfully, you don't have to listen to me all the time because we've got people joining us. Say hello, Adrian.
Hello, everybody. I was about to say, like, hey, we can already see some activity on the methane side there, and then the Pope went stop, and now it started again. What timing. But yeah, thanks again, Alex, for that amazing illustration there. That really helped. And
you're welcome.
Thank you. And yeah, as you can see, we have a bit of a Vandenberg situation going on here in Boca right now, which some views being a bit fog occupied. Let's say it like that. But we'll see if that's
the situation.
Yeah, maybe they moved the whole thing. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe this is Vandenberg.
Yes, you heard Alex there, responsible for the intro graphic there. Thank you, Alex, for that.
Are we calling that graphic? Are we really like, is the minimum burden of proof to call it a graphic? Is that already reached?
I wouldn't call it a graphic. I would just call it a really poor drawing. Let's put it that way.
What I would say is that there's been a lot of complaints on X overnight about the artificial intelligence doing special graphics, which might put some of them out of employment. Alex just proven that we'll still need humans, because I don't think artificial intelligence can get to that level of Alex's art there. I'm going to guarantee it. That's another level. That's 30, 40 years into the future. Yes. Yeah. I'd also like to thank other people involved in this as well, who may not be on commentary, because they are involved in this live stream, and that's Sean putting all these cameras out, and of course Mary's there as well, always ever present, ever helpful. I can't say the words, ever helpful. There we go. And Kevin Michael Reed behind the scenes, pushing buttons and changing scenes and telling us all to get back on topic. Thank you. So moving quickly on, let's just also note some programming notes that if you've got any questions, you just put them into chat without no space for then your question. It'll turn up in a panel, and then we'll do our best to answer those questions. Sometimes the same question will come in from several people, and we'll answer one of them to count them all. So that's the way we do it. So if you don't get your question answered, it's just so many questions. We'll do the best we can with them. I'd like to thank some people to start with straight away, though, because Rankley, before the stream even started, supported us by saying, I just wanted to show some support for my favourite live stream team. He didn't know I was on. Whoever it consists of. There you go. Whoever it consists of. And you're all the best, except to Ship 26. You're the worst. What a great comment. Well done, Rankley, both for your support and your accuracy of comments. Ryan has gifted 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you for doing that. And Sean Plays Too Much has gifted a Red Team membership. That's something you'll see today and on live streams, that we have an amazing community that will gift memberships to people in chat. It's just one of those things where they say, okay, we're all a community. Some of you aren't members. Some of you might want to be members, but you can't afford to be members. Here's a gifted membership, and you get a month for free. And not only do you get content as a Red Team and above member, but all member levels get access to the member multi-screen, which is the link at the top of the chat, which is the pinned comment at the top of the chat right now. And if you click